Having a cracking Saturday afternoon. Monty, both sides are out on the ground. A couple of little number changes, but there is a confirmed late change now for the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Into the lineup, of course, to replace Ned Pendergast is Hunter Fronfelder.
Yes. I think they updated that last night. So he's come in and, yeah, it's a good opportunity for him. I don't know if he'll quite play key position back, Hunter, but be interesting to see where he does end up.
I was so excited to see Michael Gibbons out there again.
So am I.
He was Yarrawonga's best player in the grand final last year. That was the last game of footy that he's played. I'm not sure where he will play today. Put your coaching hat on, Monty. Where would you play Michael Gibbons today?
Straight in the middle. I'd throw him straight in there. I know what Gibbo's like. He would have prepared for this for the last 7-8 weeks since that calf injury, and he'll be as fit as anyone out there. He'll be able to cover the ground. It's just about managing his minutes. If he starts to get fatigued, you get him straight off, let him recover, and then get him back out there, because obviously a calf and soft tissues are fatigue injuries. So I feel that that's going to be the best way to go about it.
I reckon about 60-65% game time, unfortunately, for Gibbo. I just reckon they'll hold him back a little bit, playing the longer game. Winky, over to you. 40 Wink stat sheet. Who are we taking a look at today for both sides, please?
So for North Albury, we'll take Tim Broomhead, as we always do. He's averaging 25 for the year. He's kicked the same amount of goals so far this year as he did for the whole season last year. So
wow.
He's playing a bit more forward, but still finding plenty of the ball with 25 per game.
Don't get that stuff with Dan Baccara, do you? It doesn't tell us that.
They probably tell you Tim Broomhead was flopping. Caden Winter is having a really good season. Jackson Wiedemann, really excited to see what he does and how they use him. Ben Rigoni as well, who's having a terrific first year for North Albury. And Julian Hayes, who's having 28 disposals and absolutely dominating as always. And then for Yarrawonga, Dan Howe, he's averaging 22.5 disposals. Has been in the best every week for Yarrawonga. Absolutely dominating. Michael Gibbons, his first game back. Nick Irvine, who's been dominating all year as well. Nick Fothergill, who I think is the best small forward in the comp. And then, of course, Willie Wheeler in his return game as well.
Like it, Winky. You've absolutely nailed it on the 40 Wink stat sheet. A Ray White Wodonga netball update. A ripping game. North Albury undefeated in the A-grade netball, taking on Yarrawonga at the moment. Second versus third. I didn't see M. Brown running around
No, I
there.
have got a little whisper. Might be a plantar fasciitis.
Correct. Yep, she's hurt
maybe
her foot,
torn it too.
M. Brown, which is awful for North Albury. 31-36 Yarrawonga in that game at the moment.
She's still the best player in the comp.
By a mile. Lavington 29 to Wangaratta 29, so that's a good game there up at the Lavy Sports Ground. The Raiders are beating Albury. Our broadcast game, Wodonga 48 defeating Myrtleford 44. So you can jump on O&M Snapprint Solutions TV and have a look at Ree Harris and Tam Matthews doing their best work there. And Corralligan 46 to the Wang Rovers 27. George Goody and Jordan Urquhart playing his 100th senior game today, doing the coin toss for Yarrawonga. Well done to Geordie. He won the toss and he is kicking to the Logan Road the Sports Club end of the ground. What am I looking at, Monty? I have no idea.
I think you just had the North Albury glass and went, right, we're going that way instead of Urquhart. Nah, he turned and
pointed that way.
To the Stan Sargent end.
Okay, the Stan Sargent end. Ins for North Albury. Kieran Duncan has come in for Archer Gardner. Josh Minogue and Brad Hutchison in for the Hoppers this week. Out is Archer Gardner making his debut for Werribee. Kane Flack with an injury. And Darcy Callan. For the Yarrawonga Pigeons, it's Tommy Gorman making his debut. Hunter Fronfelder into the lineup. Willie Wheeler, Michael Gibbons and Tanner Nyholm back to the club. He's been cleared during the week. Out Ned Pendergast. He's an emergency at this stage for Williamstown. We hope he makes his debut. Ollie Watson out. Ryder Stevens out. Mitch Parker and Matty Holgate. Winky, who wins and why?
I think North Albury win in a close one. I reckon it's going to be under a goal, to be honest. I don't know why. I've just got a funny feeling. I think the big forwards of North Albury are just going to be too strong.
What about you, Monty?
Yeah, I'm going to go with North Albury. And as I said, I think they'll kick 20 goals. So I don't know if Yarrawonga is going to get anywhere near that. So I reckon about a 40-point win.
I reckon it's going to be a bit closer. I reckon Yarrawonga are going to show something today.
You say this every time we do a North Albury
game. I genuinely think so. I just think I've watched the Yarrawonga North Albury games a lot in the last couple of years, and they've dominated in the midfield. So they're going to have to stop Willie Wheeler, Michael Gibbons, Cam Wilson.
Lockie Howe playing in those games, right?
No, he didn't play at all against North Albury last year, and they still got the job done comprehensively. So they are going to have to get on top in the midfield if they're going to want to win today. But like you, I think they'll win, but I reckon it'll be a close game. Big jewel in the ruck. Tommy Gorman up against Brad Hutchison. Only played the one game this year, Brad Hutchison. So he's going to have to play a really, really good game today, back in the lineup for the first time since Anzac Day. Looks like Benny Kokill's gone on the ruck first up for Yarrawonga as well. So a big job for Benny Kokill today
Mickey
as well.
Gibbons straight in the middle as well.
Like it. Mickey Gibbons straight into the middle, which is fantastic.
I'll tell you, look at the forward line. It's quite dangerous, Yarrawonga. We haven't touched on that yet, have we? He's with Williams, Casey, Ben Kennedy, Nick Fothergill, Cam Wilson. It's a deadly looking forward line.
Yep, so maybe they might
and
have...
Max Finlay starting there as well, which we thought might have a midfield role on Tim Broomhead.
Do we think maybe he goes to Julian Hayes if he's rolled down
that's where
there?
he's rolled up to.
Yeah.
He's had on before.
I don't think Julian Hayes has ever been tagged before, so this is going to be an
I like
interesting
it.
one.
I like
Good
it.
luck to young Max. He's going to be in for a long day.
He is indeed. Tim Broomhead, I think, has gone forward as well for North Albury. So, matchups everywhere. First quarter underway for A-grade Alls and Batteries. And it's a great tap down by Yarrawonga. Michael Gibbons with the first clearance. Torpedoes it forward. Casey not able to mark. Goody looks like he's got that matchup on Nick Fothergill. Rigoni hand passes it to Weaven. Tries to break past. A good tackle there from Wheeler. Pope gets past one. All this at half back for North Albury. Goes out wide on the wing. It's in the hands of Jack Penny far side.
Penny has it. Centre wing for the Hoppers. Going about 30 seconds in this first quarter. Penny driving long, looking for Minogue. Oh, a little nudge in the back. The umpire says no, that was clean. He points straight to the goal and says, boys, I'm going to go back and have a ping here. My first game back.
Yeah, Josh Minogue just too strong in the contest there, holding his opponent out. Do we back him in here, boys?
Distance is...
It's a
kick from 50
It's
plus.
a big kick for a bloke
He looked
who
very confident.
has not touched a footy in 6 weeks. Looks like Irvine's got that match up on Josh Minogue as well. So, Joshy might have him for size. Monty?
He will. A bit more strength too, as Minogue starts his approach. Little stutter step in the middle of it. Sets sail for home. Looks all right, but it's just going to miss. Fades late to the left. And a minor score. First score on the board to the Hoppers. Goes to Minogue, and it's a point, and they lead on the Steel Line scoreboard.
They do. We've played about a minute and a half. Hello to you if you're listening on 1494 2AY, the listener app, or if you're watching Dougie Greshke behind the camera on O&M Snapprint Solutions TV. A cracking Saturday arvo for round 7 in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. Irvine with the kick-in duties. He's had them all year for Yarrawonga. Goes out wide looking for Dan Howe. Caden Winter wins the ball back for the Hoppers, though. Lowers his eye inside 50. Josh Murphy on the bounce. Inside hand pass to Rigoni, who can set sail, sell some candy, and kick a Sunjan goal today. What a finish from Ben Rigoni. As classy as you'll see from the Morrison medalist. And the Hoppers move to 1-1-7. Yarrawonga yet to score on the Steel Line scoreboard.
Showing his class there, Ben Rigoni. He's been a very...
I tell you what, a few of the boys really got around him when he kicked that too. Tim Broomhead was celebrating as soon as it hit the boot, and I love seeing that. It means the boys are up and about and around him.
Timmy doesn't show a lot of emotion, so that's a good sign for me.
And I went and checked with the timekeepers before just to see the ins and outs and number changes, and his old man Eddie has driven up the highway to get in the timekeeper's box, so good on Eddie.
Ball's back in the middle now. Kogo and Hutchison go up. Hutchison another tap. Big inclusion, I reckon. And here goes Rigoni. Centre clearance straight out of the middle. Goes deep towards Taylor. Taylor gets it off hands. Now feeds a handball. Murphy. It's 2 in a minute. That's the way the Hoppers are rolling. Another one on the board. That's their second. 2-1-13. Pigeons yet to score on the Steel Line scoreboard. We're on 3 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
They look very dangerous coming quickly out of the centre stoppage there, don't they, North Albury? Josh Murphy, the kid, has got talent oozing. He's an absolute star. And Ben Rigoni again at the start of that in the centre stoppage gets the ball moving North Albury's way.
I reckon Willie Wheeler might be matching up on Ben Rigoni at this stoppage, Monty. Just look at that there. So it's a good matchup.
Absolutely.
And a big win early for North Albury and Ben Rigoni over the Morris medalist. Here comes the Pigeons through Benny Cogill. Kicks it to the pocket. Where's Ben Kennedy? Ooh. There he is out the back. There's a free kick.
It's going out to Lee Williams, yep.
Yep, for a hold.
I think he just wrapped his arms around it, did Fletcher. Or Harry, I should say.
Fletcher played in the twos.
Yeah, that's why I got confused. We're talking about the wrong
I can tell you right now.
Harry won't be happy with that.
No, he won't. He looks nothing like Fletcher.
Sorry, Haz. I'll give that one back.
Oh, dear.
I'll take that one. That's my bad.
So Lee Williams for the Yarrawonga Pigeons' first shot on goal. Hasn't kicked a goal for the last couple of weeks, Lee Williams. Very rarely do you say that for the coach. Ooh. Straight through the middle. And the Pigeons answer back. 1 straight 6 to Yarrawonga. 2-1-13 at the 4th minute mark for Steel Line. 3 goals in 4 minutes. Winky, not a bad start.
Yeah, and I reckon that wasn't even Harry Weaven. I reckon it was James Pope, Monty.
You reckon?
Yeah.
No, I thought I saw him just, had the arm around. But
it looks like Popey's got that matchup, and that's going to be a real key for North Albury. If they can, put some pressure and stop Lee Williams, if they can keep Lee Williams to 2 or 3, I think that'll go a long way to North Albury leading.
He's got to kick 5. You're right. Your pre-game prediction was Williams to kick 5. He has to kick 5 plus for
Yarrawonga to win.
Yep.
Ball's back in the middle. Kogill gets that tap. just spins around now. Rigoni gets the handball received. No, it's Winter. Winter throws it on the boot. Goes long towards half forward. Great spoil there from Whooper Irvine. It's a foot race now. Gardner's first there. Tackled straight away. Ball gets stolen by Nyholm. Nyholm feeds it back to Irvine. Irvine's kick's not a great one. It's going to be cut off by Hutchison, and the Hoppers are going to go inside 50 again here.
Good mark there by Brad Hutchison. What's he like as a kick, the big left footer? He's going to pump it in long, and why not when you got Minot, Taylor, and also Murphy down there. Off hands. Good work there by Cokill, doing some dirty work for the Pigeons in defence. Urquhart in game 100, jams on the boot, kicks into the middle of the ground. Well done by Goody, wins it back for the Hoppers. Shovels it out wide to Weaven. All this on centre wing, kicks into the pocket's a good one.
It's a nice
really good kick, Monty. He'd hit up Minogue.
Yeah, it's great leading pattern too there from Minogue. He had a bit of a gap there, and the kick just out in front means you could change angles and a good chest mark. 50
out, tight angle, pops it into Josh Murphy's leading lane. And Murph can line up for back-to-back goals for the Hoppers. Tight angle, Winky, right up against the boundary, 40 out.
3 marks inside forward 50 already for North Albury from just the 5 entries. Yarrawonga would want to sort that out pretty quickly.
I don't know if Urquhart's quite the right matchup. Don't know for pace on Murphy, if that's going to be the right way to go.
Tell you what, the forward line looks pretty dangerous, Yarrawonga, so Matty Casey or Ben Kennedy might have to be the one that goes back.
I think so.
Robbing Pete had to pay Paul just a little bit, but North Albury's talls look to be on. Josh Murphy from the pocket has threaded the needle. What a finish from this young star, Josh Murphy. He's backing up his 6 from last week in Interleague with 2 early ones in the first quarter. 3-1-19 the Hoppers. Yarrawonga 1 straight 6. We've had 4 goals in 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's a really hot start here. Ben Rigoni's had the 4 stats on the 40-wing stat sheet already for North Albury. Josh Murphy with 2 early goals.
Yeah, how good was that? And even just how smart was Josh Minogue, just held onto it. A lot of people probably just relaxed, thought he's going to have a shot because he had a shot from similar distance earlier, but then just found his partner in crime in Josh Murphy just coming at him, and nice little kick into space and nice chest mark again. As the ball's back in the middle, umpire Llewellyn throws it up. Cogill and Hutchison. Hutchison, great tap again. Jeez, he's been big to start this game for the Hoppers. Tackled straight away in the middle. We're going to have a repeat stoppage. Big Gorman, first action for the Pigeons. Ball's tossed up. Just call that one a bit of a stalemate. Bounces away to Willie Wheeler, tackled straight away. And we're going to have another stoppage in the middle. Nice tackle from Rigoni. 3-1-19, 1 straight 6. Steal on scoreboard. Hutchison, give him another tap. And we're going to have another repeat stoppage. I'll tell you what, Panda. Oh, we're going to have a free kick, but you take it over as we're going to get a clearance finally.
I reckon that was Brendan Lewin just saying, I don't want to ball it up again.
I think it might have been.
So a free kick in the back for Jack Penny. Not sure the free kick was really there. He's in the middle of the centre circle. Kicks it into the pocket again. Looking for Crowley over his head out the back. Fester Duncan goes out to Winter. On to Rigoni. He's hot early. Shakes around one. Interesting kick to the top of the goal square. Looking for Minogue, who was edged out by Irvine. Fraser left the footy behind, and Irvine said, I'm just going to shovel it over and retreat for a minor score. North Albury 3-2-20. Yarrawonga 1 straight 6 on the Steel Line scoreboard. We've played 6 and a bit minutes. David Wink, 40 winks.
Caden Winters up to the 3 stats on the 40-wing stat sheet, and Ben Rigoni started hot with 5 early ones.
As Irvine plays on from fullback and goes bang, gets in the middle of the ground. Bit of a push out, yeah, and I think it's going to be paid. It's against Howe. And it was definitely there. Good call there, and it's going to go the way of JP, Jack Penny. Penny now looking to half forward, looking for the coach. Finds Broomhead. Broomhead just assessing his options. I reckon he's probably got the distance if he really got on the one.
60 out.
But he's just going to lay it out into a leading lane. And it's a nice kick coming through. Oh, Duncan doesn't quite take the chest mark. Great little handball there to Urquhart. Ball now finds its way to a teammate. And here they go. It's Lovell. Gets a handball now to Fothergill. Fothergill's kick in Hope. And it's not a great one because it's going to turn over. Pope drops it. Tackled by Cogill straight away. Should have taken that one. He's going to be pinged for holding the ball. Don't know about that one. But James Pope, maybe umpire Llewellyn said, you should have taken that chest mark. Bad luck, buddy. That was your prior. Take it away, please, Panda.
3-2-20. North Albury, Yarrawonga 1 straight 6. I'm okay with that being caught holding the ball when you're dropping easy chesties on the wing. Weaven with the match up on Williams. Ball spills to the deck. Fraser goes in hard. Equally, Flynn Gardner up to the task. Crelly at half back for the Hoppers. Kicks down the line. Murphy comes up, meets the footy. Tries to get past Urquhart, who did a really good job to tackle him. Lots of players around this pill on the wing. We're going to have a stalemate, a stoppage right in front of the benches. 20 plays 6. Scotty Montgomery for the Newmarket Hotel. Take it away.
Ball about to be tossed up. Hutchison, Gorman. Probably give that one to Gorman. Penny's there. Tackles Fraser straight away. I'm going to have a repeat stoppage again. Just a bit of a stalemate here on this wing at the moment.
So Max Finlay's certainly playing a forward negating role on Julian Hayes, isn't he?
And I like it. Hayes hasn't really touched it yet. Has he on the 40-wing stats?
No, not yet, Julian. No.
Yet to touch it. This ball now. Nice little handball. Finds its way to Winter. Winter inside 50. Oh, how good is that? Wizzo Winter finds Minogue on a lead, and he'll go back and have a shot from about 25 out.
Jack Penny's just hobbling from the ground here too, boys. Not sure what's going on there, but the Yarrawonga defence will need to tighten up. North Albury managed to have 4 marks inside forward 50 from 8 entries.
You can't defend that kick though, can you?
No, it's beautiful.
You got to put pressure on the ball carrier there.
As Minogue on the runway now to kick the 4th for the Hoppers. Set Salva home, loves it off the boot, celebrates early. Josh Minogue gets number 4, gets his first, and the Hoppers are on fire here. 4-2-26 to 1 straight 6 on the Steel Line scoreboard. We're gone nearly 11 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
He's such an important player for North Albury in the way they set up, and he just adds that extra attacking power to them, and he's very hard to stop when he's up and going, Josh Minogue.
Certainly is. So the Hoppers with 4 early ones at the 10th minute mark for NZ Albury.
3 of the 20.
So pre-game prediction was Monty thought that North Albury would kick 20 goals today.
No, I thought that forward 6 would kick 20, and
20
I'm still
between
sticking
them.
with it.
So you're on the money so far. Murphy and Minogue have combined for 3 between them.
Max Finlay looks like he's going to go to Tim Broomhead as Tim Broomhead's gone down the half back.
All right, well picked up there by Winky for 40 winks. Goody. And here is Isaac Campbell. Mooney on the left foot, on the wing. Good mark out there by Rigoni, who plays on straight away. He's been best on ground early. Kicks up towards Leighton Taylor. Half forward, wheels around straight away for the green and gold. Kicks into the leading lane, looking for Minogue out the back. Well done, Whooper Irvine. Defending with a lot of pressure here are the Yarrawonga Pigeons. They'll have a ball up inside 50 for the Hoppers.
Just one on Winkies. Hayes is going in the middle, so obviously Finlay's just going to play off whoever's at half back, whether it's Hayes or Broomhead.
So Winter tackled straight away by Tommy Gorman, and we'll have another ball up inside 50 for the Hoppers. 4-2-26 North Albury, Yarrawonga 1 straight 6 Steel Line scoreboard. Here's Monty for the Newie.
Oh, Murphy just shoves Gorman out of the way and has a shot on goal. Needs a bounce. Minogue takes it. Can't quite get boot to ball. Clean pick up. Nice hands. Duncan around the corner. Festa! Sunjan goal today. And the Hoppers are on fire to start this game. That's their 5th, 5-2-32. 1 straight 6, the Pigeons on the Steel Line scoreboard. And we're on 12.5 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
They've banged on, 5 goals now, North Albury, from just 9 entries. So they are going at a very high rate here, going inside forward 50 to goal conversion. Not really sure the Yarrawonga defence can stop it. They need to put more pressure on the midfield ball carriers, I think, boys.
Very well picked up there by Winky. That's 5 goals in 11 minutes. 12 and a bit minutes, actually, for Steel Line. So,
well, really, first one wasn't kicked till 2.5 minutes, so
yep.
You're probably about right.
Alarm bells going off in Lee Williams in the coaching box's head, and Willie Wheeler hasn't touched it yet. Now he does. Clearance out of the middle for the Pigeons. Kicks to half forward. Cogill caught in front, not able to mark. Mooney did well. Rebounds off half back. A little wedge out wide to Campbell. Wrapped up straight away by Wheeler. Good enough to get a handball away to Wiedemann. On centre wing. Kicks long down the line. Murphy. Oh, what a presence in front of Urquhart. That's a worrying matchup. Plays on straight away, Minogue. You cannot defend that. Wheeled straight away. Minogue, leading lane, lining up directly in front for 2 in a minute.
As soon as I saw Murphy was going to take that mark, I panned my eyes to where Minogue was, and he was leading back towards the square, took half a step, got that break, and Murphy he just went straight away, kicked it into that space. That's just a connection straight away these two have got, and I love it. It's going to be very dangerous if they can't stop this soon.
So they've kicked 5 goals in 11 minutes. If you've just joined the broadcast, the Hoppers, this is for 6 inside 12 and a half. They've been on fire early, this forward line with a lot of power. The Doug Strang medalist shanks this one out to the right. Has he troubled the scorers? Just. He's nicked it through the slips for a minor score.
His second minor score.
The Hoppers 5-3-33. Yarrawonga 1 straight 6 on the Steel Line scoreboard. We played 15 minutes. Winky for 40 winks.
Jack Penny's back out on the ground too, boys. He looks ready to go.
There's the ball now through Wheeler. It's not a great kick. Whizzer gets through it. Winter, that is. Now it's Fothergill for the Pigeons. Has it in the middle of the ground. Got it to Gorman. Wheeler, kick smothered. Now it's Murphy. Murphy takes a bounce. He's going to set Salva home. No. Does the unselfish thing. Looks for Minogue. Minogue picks it up cleanly. Could have given the handball, but he goes, no, Josh, I need a second one. And he goes and kicks another one from the goal square. And the Hoppers are absolutely flying. That's their 6th in about 12 and a half minutes. It's 6-3-39 to 1 straight 6 on the Steel Line scoreboard.
We've seen Josh Murphy in that last play where Minogue had a set shot where he run up the ground, took a big contested mark, and there we see him just pick the ball up off the ground and burst away from the package. How this kid cannot get a look at the next level is beyond me. He can do it all.
He's at a club that don't have a lot of injuries. That doesn't help at VFL level.
Maybe he should change clubs.
Yeah, might be news on that during the week. Let's just wait and see, hey? So the Hoppers on fire, 6-3-39, Yarrawonga 1 straight 6. And this is where it starts for the Pigeons in the middle. They got to get their hands on the footy. Wheeler kicks into attack. Mooney out the back, grabbed by Kennedy and Casey. We'll have a ball up inside 50 for the Pigeons. How many inside 50s for Yarrawonga, Winky?
Just a 3 compared to North Albury's 11.
3-11. And the damage is being done on the scoreboard as well. Wilson got grabbed high. And there'll be a free kick here for Yarrawonga. In fact, it's Fothergill. Does he have the journey here? He's just outside 50.
It's going to take every bit of his kick, I reckon.
He's gone back a fair way. He looks like he's going to have a pot shot of the sticks here.
Big Leroy's on the bench too. Why has he come off?
Kennedy provides a lead. It's a jam-packed inside 50 for Yarrawonga. So I reckon Fothergill just checks it at the last minute. What a kick. Looking for Gibbons. Well done by Cooper McIntosh. You just got a hand onto it. Jensen Hargraves shakes, bakes on goal, and it's through for a minor score. He got past the tackle there of Cooper McIntosh, and Yarrawonga moved to 1-1-7 to North Albury. 6-3-39, the halfway mark of the opening term for A-grade Alls and Batteries. Winky, we'll go around the ground soon if you can do that for us.
You sure can.
As Hayes, umpire didn't say play on, so don't put him down for a stat, please, Winky. Hold on to that one. As Winter takes a good grab in front of Wilson at half-back for the Hoppers. Broadcast side. 16 and a half gone, thanks to NZ Albury. It's a nice kick, but it's well spoiled there. And I'll tell you what, they're doing everything right at the moment, North Albury. Even though it got spoiled, Cooper McIntosh got to feet, was able to take it out of bounds, and we'll get a stoppage on just defensive side of centre wing for the Hoppers. As it's 32-point lead on the Steel Line scoreboard. 17 minutes gone. Umpire takes about 5 metres in from the boundary line, tosses it in now, nice and high. It's not a bad throw. Wiedemann, give him that tap. Gardner, harassed straight away. Penny gets a handball, gets it away to the coach in Broomhead. He decides to sell a bit of candy. Goes again, handball to Winter. Winter gets it over to Dogger Dennis. What can he do? He's got Taylor out the back in a one-on-one. Taylor with Urquhart. It's a bit of a grab from both of them, but the umpire says play on. Now the Pigeons are going to repel, and it's not a bad kick because getting in his Finlay on the half-back flank.
Just watch Urquhart. I reckon he copped a stray boot from Leighton Taylor on the ground. Looks to be on haunches, does Jordan Urquhart.
He's up now.
He copped one right in the melon. So Max Finlay, the boy from the CSU Bush Pigs, goes down the line. Big pack of players on the far side. We're even happy to see it over the boundary line. So might go around the grounds for 40 winks. Winky, please.
The Wang Rovers leading early against the Cora Rutherglen Roos, 1-2 to 1-1. Wodonga Bulldogs have an early lead, 2-2-14, plays Murderford 1-2-8. And then Wang Magpies off to a flyer, 3-2-20, play Lamington 1-2-8.
There's ball now through Gorman. Wheeler gets tackled high, but the umpire says no, play on. Finds its way. North Albury's going to be kicked close to the boundary line. Nice bouncing ball. Sits up beautifully for McCabe. He's harassed straight away. Ball's at ground level. Who's going to be the one that wins it? Ball just fumbles around. It's still in now. It's taken out by Lovell. He was happy with that one as Winky continues with the around the grounds.
Over at Burleigh Park, the Raiders are taking up to Albury early. 2-3-15 to Albury, plays Raiders 2-2-14. So a close one over there at Burleigh Park.
All that for Mr. Stowe's Poolwell. Thrown back in. Trying to grab it out of the ruck there was Wiedemann for North Albury. So it looks like he's got the second ruck roll for the Hoppers, Monty.
I like it.
We'll watch that.
Tim Broomhead might have listened to the podcast during the week.
Oh, you're not trying to claim that, are you?
Gus McLeod said it. David Wink said it.
Jeez.
These boys,
Tim, if you listen to
the money.
this, do not listen to those two men.
I tell you what, he is a listener of the pod. Timmy Broomhead off a step, out of the stoppage. Big pack of plays. Minogue with an elite body and paint mark of the day. He was 3 deep with no right to mark that ball, Josh Minogue. And he is lining up for goal number 3 in the first quarter. Talk about picking up where you left off, Monty.
I'll tell you what, he has looked like he has not missed a beat. He's obviously done a heap of work to get his body right and get up. And the way he's performing at ground level and in the air so far to start this game is first class, and he shows what a true professional this guy is at this level.
So we thought it was probably about a 10 to 12 week scaphoid injury. Was able to get surgery really early in the first week that he was injured, and that's why he's been able to get back so early, Josh Benoit. He's lining up for 3 goals in the opening term. He's had 5 shots on goal. This for the Hoppers' 7th.
Nope.
And he's missed. Can creep into his game a little bit, Joshy. He's kicked 2 goals, 3 in the first term. It's a 33-point lead to the Hoppers at the 19th minute mark for Steerline. Winky, 40 winks.
Just, again, the marks inside forward 50 are 6 marks that they've taken North Albury from just 13 entries. I think Yarrawonga need to move Matt Casey or Ben Kennedy down there to just play on one of these big tools for North Albury.
As Irvine goes long with that kick and gets it to centre wing, I'll tell you what, that's a ripping kick. Ball falls away of Hayes, just gets a hand on it. Tackled straight away is Finlay by that man Hayes. The umpire says, I'll ball it up in the middle of the ground. 33-point lead. I'll tell you what, Tim Broomhead would have taken this if he had given it to him at the start of the day. The ball gets tossed up. Not really won by anyone. And we'll have a repeat stoppage in the middle of the ground.
And Tim Broomhead's happy he's not getting tagged?
I think he's very happy. I think he's extremely happy, but it may happen at some stage if he continues on. Ball now finds its way to Fothergill, who's wandered into the middle. Kick by Clark's not a good one. And it's been chopped off at half-back by McIntosh. Young Cooper. It's a nice kick. Finds its way to Broomhead. Maybe he should be getting tagged as he goes again with that beautiful right boot to the top of the 50. Oh, well done by Zach Fraser, the young fella for the Pigeons. Takes a great, courageous mark. An elite body paint mark of the day. And he finds a teammate. No, he doesn't. Ball now just fumbles around. Howe's got it. Forward handball. Looking for a teammate. And it's Payne. Payne gets dispossessed straight away. And it's going to be a free kick going the way of the Hoppers at half forward. And they're going to go inside 50.
It's against Fraser on Reynolds for a high. Bit ginger to get up is Jack Reynolds. Like something out on the fat side of the ground. George Goody snuck forward. Probably not the option. Cogill read it beautifully. And he's taken an intercept mark for the Pigeons deep in defence. Just need to play a little bit of keepings off here, Yarrawonga, and own the footy a little bit, Monty.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kill this quarter. Try and get out of the quarter where they're at now.
Here's a man who has a serious presence, Ben Kennedy on the far side at half back for Yarrawonga. 6-4-40 the Hoppers to Yarrawonga 1-1-7 on the Steerline scoreboard. Opening term for A-grade oils and batteries. Kennedy plays it safe down the line. It's been marked by Max Finlay, who's got that tagging roll on Julian Hayes. It looks like early. Finlay's kick is a shocker. Turns it over on the wing. Here come the Hoppers. Mooney fumbles. Found a hand pass to Goody. On to Rigoni, who's brought his own footy this quarter. Hayes, first real time we've seen him with the footy. Into the pocket, Minogue. Well done, Irvine, just at the last minute to get a defensive fist in. Wins it back for the Pigeons at half-back, and he goes short to Zach Fraser.
It's Fraser. Defensive side of centre wing. Goes down the line looking for Howe. Jumper change for those joining in at home. We're in number 19 today.
Why?
Don't know. Probably forgot it. Kick inboard. It's a great kick, and Kennedy's got some strong jukes. It's a great grab. He's going to go inside 50. Looking for Gibbons one-on-one. Doesn't quite get it. Coming back's Hutchison versus Williams. And Hutchison very, very smart for a ruckman to just take that one over. Minor score. It makes it a 1-2-8 to 6-4-40. 32-point lead on the Steelline scoreboard. And we've gone 23 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
The green and gold up here with a 6-goal-to-1 opening term. Haven't beaten Yarrawonga since 2015. Julian Hayes, beautiful kick to Broomhead. How many for Tim, Winky?
This will be number 5 for Tim.
Wanted to go into the middle. Turns it over, though. Kicks it on the wing. Howard just dropped the mark and then went to ground. Fraser comes in with assistance, swings around. Good kick down the line, finds Wilson. 2 kicks from home. He's got a forward line that's pretty jammed. He's got Williams and Casey and Gibbons down there. Pops it over to Willie Wheeler. Still about 75 from home. Into the pocket. Beautiful kick finds Casey. And there's a man who likes to kick these sort of goals as Matty Casey. He's going to take a really good effort. He'll kick from 50, tied up against the boundary. Reckon he's got it in him, Winky?
Well, it'll be a good kick from here. I think he'll miss this one.
Distance definitely not an issue.
Love how Yarrawonga just held onto the football and waited for the right option then. Wilson could have blazed away, but he popped it over to Wheeler, who found Matty Casey. It's a hard shot on goal, so the North Albury defence won't mind, but he's got this in him, big Matt Casey. He's kicked 8 goals in 5 games in 2025. He's tugged it for a minor score. Just sneaks in for a minor score. 139 Yarrawonga. North Albury 6-4-40 on the Steel Line scoreboard. Opening term for A-grade oils and batteries as we count down to quarter time.
As Hayes has it. He's got the kicking in duties. Does most weeks. Who's he going to look for? Julian.
Oh.
Yeah, what a kick that is. He's pulled it at the last moment up the middle to Winter. Takes the mark at centre half back. He's got some runners. Not sure what he wants to do with it yet, is Caden. Decides to go short now. Not a bad little effort there, and it's a good grab. McIntosh plays on straight away. Gets it back to Winter. Great running. Winter's kick inside 50 is a beauty, but it's a 2-on-1. Minogue brings it to ground level. Here it goes, nice short kick. Oh, Murphy, too quick, too strong for Urquhart. And he's going to go back and have a shot for number 3 in the first quarter.
I love the aggressive ball movement through the middle of the ground there by North Albury. Just on the ground, handball it off to Caden Winter, who's up to 840 wing stats sheets early in the first quarter.
It was a kick from Reynolds. He could have blazed away on the left, but just checked it into Murphy at the last minute. Now he's lining up for his 3rd goal. So Murphy and Minogue, 4 between them, Monty. Your 20 might be on.
They've had the 7 shots between them too, Blake. It's number 8. And Murphy celebrates as soon as it hits the boot. That's his 3rd Sunjan goal today for Josh Murphy. And not far away from the quarter-time siren. 26 minutes gone thanks to NZ. That's 7-4-46 to 139 on the Steel Line scoreboard.
16 inside 50s for 7 goals. I think any time you can convert like that, you've got to be absolutely stoked as a coach. Tim Broomhead and the North Albury coaching staff would be stoked with that performance early here, I think, boys.
Calling it right now. Josh Murphy, this could be his last game for North Albury. He can't be ignored for much longer. The performances he's putting up, 6 in the interleague game last week, 3 in the first quarter here. He's
trying to get rid of him.
Well, you'd love to see him play at a higher level. That's all we can say. Kokil out of the middle. Flying across with an intercept mark was Harry Weaven. In defence for the North Albury Hoppers. The entries have all been rushed by Yarrawonga. Here's Campbell in the back pocket. He's going to hold on to the footy here. Late stages, 26 minutes for NZ in this opening term. As the siren sounds to end a very good quarter for North Albury. They'll be very happy with their situation at quarter time. 7-4-46 to Yarrawonga 1-3-9. Let's hope we have a bit more of a ball game in the next 3 quarters here on O&M Live. Stay with us on 2AY, O&M Snap Print Solutions TV and the Listener app, because on O&M Live you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures.
We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
There, Jaco Albury Wodonga.
OMFNL live on 2AY.
Quarter time here at Button Park in North Albury. One-way traffic in the opening term. The Hoppers with a 37-point lead, 46-9 over the Yarrawonga Pigeons. Let's hope that the Pigeons can fight back. They're a little bit undermanned, but I tell you what, things are going to change pretty quick because their season is on the line. David Wink with our quarters best for Albury Vital Air and C&L shower screens. Quarters best in the opening term.
Well, I think it's hard to go past Josh Murphy and Josh Minogue up forward. Although Caden Winter and Ben Rigoni had plenty of the footy, I think those two just look so dangerous up there. And then for Yarrawonga, geez, it's pretty hard to pick one, I would have thought, after that first quarter.
I liked the young Zach Fraser. I thought he did a few nice things.
Yeah, no,
he did a few good things. That back with the flight mark he took and a couple of things here on the
used the ball well too. Just kept it simple. Just waited for someone to come at him and just hit the target.
No.
A Ray White Wodonga netball update. Yarrawonga are getting the job done over North Albury, 53-39. Lavington 34, getting done to Wangaratta at 39, so the Magpies with a win there. Cora Rutherglen with a 21-goal win over the Rovers. Raiders too strong for Albury, and Wodonga have beaten Myrtleford for their first win of the year. Around the grounds for Mr. Stowe's Pool World and the SS&A Ovens and Murray. The Rovers with a 19-point lead over Cora Rutherglen at quarter time. Wodonga hold a 4-point advantage over Myrtleford. Lavington trailed the Wangaratta Magpies by 13 points, and Albury 11-point leaders over the Wodonga Raiders. So what do you think would have been the message from Lee Williams at quarter time, Monty?
It would have been, boys, we need to go back to basics. Let's try and hold on to the footy a bit longer. We're probably blazing out of our back half a little bit too much, and we've got no connectivity, which can happen here at Button Park, wide-ish wings, but they just need to make sure they just control the footy a little bit more, go from half-back, and, work it from there. I think their inside 50s weren't great because they didn't have a lot of them.
I think Monty's already put it on Winky, so I've thrown you under the bus a little bit. So Brenton Lewin holds the footy in the air. Here we go, second term underway for Jaco Albury. Jumping to Jaco. Monty?
As Kogel and Hutchison. Hutchison had a great first quarter. Going to ground was Wheeler. Umpire says, I'll have another crack at this one, boys. He was tackled by Rigoni. He's one of North Albury's best in the first. Kogel, great tap there to Gibbons. Gibbons on the fly through, gets a handball away. Cut off straight away by Jack Reynolds.
Just the pressure from Rigoni. He's the number one tackler in the comp. And just to wrap up Michael Gibbons then, he was trying to break away. So that's what they would be loving about Benny Rigoni.
Absolutely. It's Penny now. Gets it away to Dennis. Dennis back to Winter for the Hoppers. Goes inboard. Geez, that's a smart kick. Finds Rigoni. Rigoni's got a runner on the outside. It was Pope. Pope's inside 50 finds Gardner. He's just going to have a look around. Bit of a tangle here on the near pocket. And he's just now signalling I'm going to have a shot on goal, boys.
I reckon Isaac Campbell's got the leg, I reckon. Right side for a left footer. I reckon he's got the leg right in front of the can bar, Monty.
It's Campbell now on the way. He's going to sail from 45. And you've put the Moz on him because it's going to fall about 5-6 metres short. Going to go to ground level. Broomhead's going to be the first there. Can't pick it up cleanly. Howe just boots it out of midair. And it's going to find the boundary line. And we're going to have a ball up, a throw in. About 60 away from the Hoppers' goals, who are kicking to the Stan Sargent end of the ground.
Which is the renamed Sports Club end. The Hoppers unveiling that Stan Sargent end on Anzac Day. A minute and a half gone here in the second term for Jaco Aubrey-Wodonga. Dennis getting his hands on the footy, retreats to Penny, under pressure from Tyler Lovell, gets a kick away, falls in the lap of Murphy. I'm not sure what you can do in terms of a match-up, boys, when you're undermanned, but this man has a hot hand and he will line up for 4 on a pretty tight angle up against the boundary, 40 out.
Guys, they've had 9 marks inside forward 50. They averaged 13 for the season, which puts them second in the comp. They've already got 9, so they're going to have to change something down there in the back 6.
So you're going to say the average is going to go up after today?
Correct.
Like I said, whether it's Matt Casey or somebody, I think they have to just flick someone back to limit the damage. So Josh Murphy, for goal number 4, splits the middle. He's on fire, Josh Murphy. 8 goals, 4, 52 North Albury to Yarrawonga, 139. When you are up and about full confidence, you can't miss. And Murphy's got 4. And we're only 2 minutes into the second quarter.
18 goals in 5 games of footy for this kid. He's an absolute star. They're going to have to do something, Yarrawonga. Ben Kennedy's been playing a bit of centre-half back for for Murray Bushrangers. Do we think that's the move?
I just don't think they can sit on this much longer. It's got out to 43 points already. They need to do something, don't they? And whether it is Matt Casey, whether it is Ben Kennedy, as you touched on, someone's got to make the move, and they're going to have to do it pretty soon. Or Dan Howe might have to go behind the footy and just try and control it as a loose or something. I'm just not sure what it is, but something needs to be done.
Well, it doesn't look like they've done anything.
Nothing
They've changed anything.
As Cogill and Hutchison back in the middle. Give that one to Hutchison again. Penny, dispossessed. Wheeler, nice handball to Wilson. Wilson's handball to Cogill. Taken without it, and he's going to get the free kick. Big Benny, right in the middle of the ground. He's got plenty of options. Gibbons screaming for it on the way past, but Cogill goes, no, I'm going to kick it long and deep, looking for Williams. Williams, big strong one in front. Geez, that's a good grab. Elite body and paint mark of the day right there. Too big, too strong was big Leroy.
In front of Pope, so that's a couple of times Lee Williams has taken some contested marks in front of James Pope, so they've got to get it to him, but they're just not getting it down there. Winky, how many inside 50s for the Pigeons?
That was the 6th. They had 5 in the first quarter.
As Williams, normally a pretty good safe shot on goal from this distance. Sets up home, splits the middle. If you don't mind, that's his second. It's the Pigeons' second. Takes them to 2-3-15, 8-4-52 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard as we've gone 4 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
They're going to need Lee Williams to really turn one on here, Yarrawonga. This margin's out, blown out a lot, but one thing they can hang their hat on, they've actually won the centre clearances 6-4. So that's one thing that they are getting on top of Yarrawonga, just not taking advantage of it at this point in time.
So Finlay still with that tag on Julian Hayes at half back. And the Pigeons get their second goal. Much needed goal. Margin back to 37 points, 52-15. Cogill getting nice and high, trying to tap it out the back to Wheeler. Reefed away by Penny. And the Yarrawonga Pigeons win it back though. Here's Urquhart in a bit of space. He's going to pump the Pigeons back into attack. Pope came across and tried to intercept mark in front of Casey. Goody dived over the football. Fothergill jumped on him. Big pack of players. Ball up. Edge of the 50. Just inside for Yarrawonga. Kicking to the Logan Road end of the ground. Blake Penderescott with you for McRae Motors. And Scotty Montgomery calling the action for the Newmarket Hotel. David Wink dominating the 40-wink stat sheet. Fothergill taken away pretty harshly off the football. Wilson goes out wide to Gibbons. Wiedemann applies a tackle. Gibbons gets around him. Oh, good mark. In the hole by Ben Rigoni. Williams was very close to taking that mark. He kicks straight away to Campbell and the Hoppers are away.
And here goes Campbell. Centre wing. Comes back inboard looking for Winter. Winter takes it. Gives it back to Rigoni. Jeez, he runs hard, does Ben. Rigoni looking inside 50 now. Looking for Mooney. He's at the wrong end of the ground. Mooney Gets it. Nice kind bounce. Falls in his lap. Gardner. Handballs backwards. Finds its way to Campbell. Campbell's kick. Oh, what a kick that is. Finds Winter in a forward pocket. Standing all alone was Caden, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal as we go on 6 minutes.
Caden Winter, this will be his 12th disposal so far today. Him and Ben Rigoni wax off each other so well. They get the 1 and 2 very often and just really work over the opposition midfielders.
Bit of a barometer, I reckon, for North Albury Winter. When he has a down game, they normally do. So he's up and about here and getting lots of the footy.
Winter, wrong side for a right footer, but does not worry him. Listen to the Canberra, have a cheer there as Winter kicks his first. And the Hoppers are just continuing on their merry way from the first quarter. That's their ninth. 9-4, 58 to 2-3, 15 on the CMV truck and bus scoreboard.
Feels like they can't miss at the moment. Everything they try, North Albury seems to be coming off, and their confidence would be going through the roof at the moment, having a really good half of footy here.
So North Albury answer back from Lee Williams' goal, and they've kicked their 9th. As I was saying, Caden Winter had a poor game in round 1 against the Rovers. 12 touches, the Hoppers lost. Had a poor game with only 11 touches against the Magpies, and they got beaten comprehensively. So a bit of a barometer is Caden Winter. Dan Howe out of the middle. Here come the Pigeons. Wheel it. Quick hands over to Nyholm. Under pressure. Gets a kick away at the last minute. Looking for Benny Cokill. Tackled by 2 Hoppers straight away. And umpire says, give it to me. We'll have a ball up. Just inside the attacking 50 arc of the Yarrawonga Pigeons. We've only managed the 2 goals at the 7th minute mark for NZ. Second term for Jaco Aubrey-Wodonga. Broomhead. In fact, it was Cooper McIntosh tackled in the back. And he'll get a free kick. The young Hopper, who made his debut this time last year against Yarrawonga at home. Monty?
It's McIntosh's kick. It's not a bad one. Finds Gardner in the end. Don't know if there was the intended target. There's Corelli there as well. But Gardner, nice grab. It's Flynn. Goes long to half forward. Looking for Minogue coming through. Irvine nudged him under it. Great pick up Rigoni. Finds its way to Minogue. Minogue was clean below his knees again. And that's a nice kick. And we've got a bit of something, a whistle. We're going to get a free kick for a hold. And it's going to go the way of Josh Murphy.
They have made that move too, Monty.
Yep,
Looks like Ben Kennedy's gone to him.
Yep, and that free kick's against him. He's not happy about it, shaking his head. But the umpire called it very early. And Murphy's going to go back and have a shot for number 5 inside 10 minutes in the second quarter.
Those two would have played a bit of footy together at the Murray Bush Rangers.
Yep.
At full forward and centre forward, I would assume.
I think Benny played a fair bit in defence for the Bushies last year as well, so it is a role that he can play.
As Murphy now, 25 out, nearly the easiest shot he's had, and he puts it straight through. That's number 5. He's got a handful, as I said before, the 10-minute mark of the second quarter, and he is on fire for another Sunjan goal today right there to Josh Murphy. And that is the North Albury Hoppers as the scoreboard just takes its time to tick over. 10th goal, 10-4, 64, 2-3, 15 Yarrawonga. And that's thanks to CMV Truck and Bus. We've gone 9 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
5 entries for North Albury this quarter, and they've taken 3 marks. So the ball use going inside by their midfielders is top notch, and their forwards are taking full advantage of it.
5 goals for Josh Murphy. I'm telling you now, this is the last game of Ovens and Murray plays for a while. If it's not Collingwood, it'll be somebody else looking at the form of this kid and saying he's too good to be playing right now. Dan Howe out of the middle, kicks it long again. Mooney put himself in the hole. Cogill claimed through and put a bit of presence on him. Goody. Hand passes to McIntosh. Gives it back to Mooney, who goes back to McIntosh. All this at half-back at North Albury. They're under pressure here, the green and gold. Pigeons applying it. Pope's kick was partially smothered, I think. Yep. And Dan Howe is tackled over the boundary line by Kieran Duncan, and we'll have a ball in just forward to centre for Yarrawonga. Broadcast side, they trail by 49 points. 9-minute mark of the second term for Jaco.
Umpire just trying to find where he's going to throw it in from. Just getting comfortable. Still having a look. Going to get it eventually. As Gorman and Wiedemann. Gorman wins the tap. Finlay nailed out of it straight away. Great tackle there by Penny. The push and shove. Don't mind seeing.
Why are you taking him off? He's kicked 5 goals and he's run off the ground.
They've got something called leather poisoning. He's getting it at the moment is Josh Murphy. Just get Leighton back out there, mate. They've just got to make some moves. Big Oscar needed something to do in that pink suit because I tell you what, it's not working for him as the ball's being won by Yarrawonga. Kick forward. Clean. Now, Kennedy. Kennedy kicks it now. Kick in the middle. It's a nice one. Oh, geez, that's a poor bounce from Finlay. Tackled by Penny. Gets the handball away, but to Howe. Howe tackled straight away. Hargraves. Pushed in the back. No umpire says play on. Ball just fumbles away, and now at centre half forward for Yarrawonga. And the umpire says, I'll have it. I'll throw it up. It's a massive lead here. 49 points on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
64 plays 15. Gibbons, another touch, flicks it out the back to Payne. Goes out wide to McCabe. Good pressure this by North Albury. Yarrawonga are always under the pump every time they get a disposal. Winter goes out wide. Look at the spread. Crelly comes in board onto Broomhead. All this on centre wing. Kicks into the pocket looking for Minogue. What a kick from Tim Broomhead. He split the eye of the needle. Minogue was between two defenders. And Joshy will line up for his third goal right in front of the cam bar. Hasn't had his kicking boots on today. He's kicked 2 goals, 3. He's 50 out tight angle.
Geez, he had Dogger streaming to the goal square too, and he just went, I'm going to go back and kick this one, I reckon, Dogger, so you just settle down.
He wants to get involved in the party. I mean, he has. He's kicked 2 goals.
He could have kicked 5. He's kicked 2, 3.
He's had 5 shots on goal, Big Joshy, in the bright orange boots today. So important for North Albury. He sprayed this out to the right, and it's through from minor score. Just scrapes in as I try and kick the headset off my face. And North Albury moved to 10-5-65 to Yarrawonga 2-3-15 on the Steel Line scoreboard.
As Whooper Irvine plays on. Oh, we're just seeing Cooper McIntosh just went over with no one around him, boys. So I'm not sure what happened there. We'll keep an eye on that. A free kick's been paid to Howe.
Holding his hip.
On centre wing. It's a nice kick out in front of Fothergill. Fothergill plays on straight away. Didn't know what was in front of him, and it wasn't a lot. Now he has to handball it to Gibbons short. Gibbons' kick's not a good one. Oh, well done, Williams. Just taps it in the front path of Fothergill, and Fothergill's going to get a free kick. He's going to go back and have a shot on goal, and Nick Fothergill, we know, is one of the best finishers, I reckon, in the competition.
What's he kicked for the year, Nick Fothergill? I think he's kicked the 12 goals from 6 games. First time in a very long time he was held goalless against the Wangaratta Rovers. Looks like George Goody's got the job on him. He's done a pretty good job so far from limited supply, but he needs to go back and just kick this one to give Yarrawonga any hope, Monty. The margin's at 50. Yeah,
and you see there the way he wanted to play on. That's the way they want to play. He just had nothing in front of it early, and then he was lucky enough to get a free kick. As Fothergill, he'll set sail for home from about 35. Slide angle. Kicks it. Didn't celebrate off the boot, and it's gone through for a minor score. Takes them up to 16. The Hoppers are on 65 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, and we're going 13 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
What do you got for us, Winky, for 40 winks?
Dan Howe's trying his guts out here. He's had the 5 disposals this quarter. Mickey Gibbons up to 4 for Yarrawonga as well. Just trying to lift their team, boys.
I feel like every single disposal that Gibbons has had, Monty's been under pressure.
Yep.
The kick in from North Albury. Good mark by Foster Gardner, who had to do a bit of work to push his opponent under the footy. Goes short to Winter. Edge of the defensive square for North Albury. He's got a lead down the middle from Duncan and Broomhead. In the end, tries to bite off an aggressive kick to Duncan. Good mark by Matty McCabe. Duncan didn't want to let him get up here. Could give away 50.
It was just arms and legs everywhere there, wasn't it, from Festa?
Absolutely. McCabe goes into the middle. Here's Kennedy, who's been moved into defence. Goes short. Beautiful kick down the middle of the ground. Sliding down low and taking this mark is Maxie Finlay, the CSU bush pig, who will line up here from 55 metres out directly in front. In fact, he hand passes it off to Dan Howe, who sets sail. It's an ordinary kick out wide. It's out of bounds on the full as Michael Gibbons just gets in Foster Gardner's face, and then that's silly. That's really silly from an experienced player in Gibbons, who gave 2 left arm don't argues. 1 to Winter, 1 to Foster Gardner. He's given away 50 here, Monty.
Yeah, and there could be another 50 here if Willie Wheel doesn't get out of the way.
Oh.
I think he thought he might have played on there, but I'm not sure what's going on here. Dan Howe just nailed Gardner.
That has
to be another 50.
Yeah. Wow. Bit happening, boys. The umpires need to get control of this. As at half back, Gardner's got it with that 50. Goes looking for Weaven. Weaven's got it on the back flank. Handball's not a great one, but Broomhead's got time. Broomhead's little dinky kick. It's a good one. Finds Hayes. He's 40 winks, please.
8 disposals.
Bit quiet for Julian. As Wiedemann now. Oh, well done, Howe. Cuts it off. Now he's got Gibbons in a paddock of space. Gibbons takes the mark at 45. Oh, he probably... Distance might be an issue for Gibbo. As he starts to look for an option, he's going to go back and have a shot, but now he's going to have to and take responsibility for it.
Turnovers kill you in the middle of the ground. Poor kick from Wiedemann. It leaves your defence so exposed. They all pushed up the ground trying to spread. And Dan Howe's still mouthing off to young Foster Gardner in the middle of the ground.
They know about it too.
But Foster Gibbons won't mind that.
No, he loves it. Gibbons has to kick this goal, Monty.
Mick Gibbons. First game for the year. What can he do? The former Carlton Blue. Set Salva home. It's not great connection, and it's gone to the right for another minor score for the Pigeons. 2-5-17. North Albury 10-5-65 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, and we're on 16 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
Second term for Jayco Albury-Wodonga. 10-5-65 North Albury to Yarrawonga 2-4-16. Hayes goes short to Broomhead. How many for Tim Winky?
This will be 7 for Tim. Been a little bit quiet, only the two this quarter.
Goes short, finds Leighton Taylor. Long way from home is Leighton. He's in front of the scoreboard, inside the defensive 50. Goes inboard, aggressive kick again. Gardner brought down and a big tackle straight away. And there's still a bit of argy-bargy between these two.
And now Cam Wilson, who doesn't mind it either, just quietly gets involved.
So I reckon that might be Dan Howe, who tackled Foster Gardner, and Dan Howe is late to get up off the ground. He looks a little bit under the weather, does Dan Howe. I reckon is he gonna come off the ground?
Yeah, I reckon he might have copped the head knock.
I reckon the umpire's telling him to get off the ground, and he's saying no.
The umpires can't.
I think Willie Wheel is the one that was instigating that early.
So the umpire's told Dan Howe to go off the ground, which I haven't seen before.
No, neither have I. That's the medical experts, I would have thought, that need to get out there maybe. Maybe it's been told to go off the ground. Someone needs to help him off if he's in that sort of state.
Yarrawonga trainer is yet to get out to him, so he mustn't be too bad.
The runners are out there for both sides, but Dan Howe, I'm guessing, can only assume has been told to get off the ground here.
Unless
because of some sort of...
Jolie Baker's just asking him how you go, mate, on the way past.
Or it could, you know what? It could be a blood rule.
No, he never signalled the blood rule.
No.
He didn't show a yellow card that we missed.
Nope. No flag out the window. We're all confused. Dan Howe's coming off the ground. There's a ball up there on the far side.
It is a blood rule, boys. There's blood coming from his mouth by the looks of it.
He didn't... there you go. So it's a blood rule, but he just didn't...
He's not off the ground yet. Why has the ball started?
He didn't cross the arms, which is why we're all a little bit confused. So it's a blood rule for Dan Howe. The Hoppers at halfback. Broomhead, beautiful kick, finds Brad Hutchison, and he hand passes to Rigoni.
Rigoni now on the fly from centre wing, looking for that man Minogue. Jeez, he's been dangerous. Just gets a fist on it. Murphy at ground level. Spins around. Handball now over the top to McIntosh, looking for Gardner. Feeds it back. Oh, Winter gets nailed by Finlay, and Nabba says yes. Don't know if there's much prior opportunity, but Finlay will get holding the ball, and he plays on straight away from centre half back, and he's found an option in Cam Wilson.
Wilson on centre wing. Intensity just lifted from the Pigeons here in this game. Wilson's kick asked a lot of Jacob Adkins. Snowy, your man. Julian Hayes goes out wide. Murphy crunched straight away by Kennedy on the wing. Ball spills to Duncan. Forward hand pass to Taylor. Couple of Pigeons surround him. Goes back a long way to Wiedemann. Someone answer that phone. Wiedemann goes by hand to Broomhead. Option in the middle of the ground is McIntosh. Hoppers 65-17 over the Pigeons.
He's got plenty of options too, does McIntosh, as he finds Penny near side, half forward flank. He's going to go inboard. I don't know who that's to, Jack. That's not one of your best. Coming through was McCabe. Hayes at the ground level. His kick smothered. Not a good one again. Here you go, though, through Wheeler to the Pigeons. Now Fothergill's got it. He's got no one in front of him. Gets a 1-2. Now he just sells a bit of candy. He's got Urquhart sideways. Has Hargraves running. He also has Cogill. Cogill inside 50 takes a mark. He's got an option. Atkins inside 50 decides not to go there. He's going to set sail long. Williams getting there late. Williams over the back. At Crumming level. Oh, Fothergill's kick just went straight up in the air. And Weaven just goes, get this one out of you, boys. Fist it through for a minor score. There's a bit of Benny Hill behind that, with the way that kick from Fothergill went. That's 2-6-18 to 10-5-65 CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard, and we've gone nearly 20 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
Tell you what, the skill level in the game's just dropped back a little bit. Just a little bit. Harder for Fothergill to kick it there than kick a goal. And he ended up hooking it so far that it didn't register a score. Urquhart wins it back for the Pigeons. They go back inside attack. Cogill has a hand runner beside him. It was Hargraves, but the hand pass was poor. Hoppers win it back. Reynolds takes a bounce to the middle of the ground onto Winter. They move it through beautifully. McIntosh, Murphy. Great ball movement. The defence had no hope from Yarrawonga, and Murphy will line up for 6 in the first half.
Again, I watched Murphy then instead of watching the kicker, and he led back towards the goal. It was that hard, took one step forward, and the kick was nearly already there. So it was great leading pattern, but also McIntosh to recognise what he was doing and just hold on to the ball for that extra split second until he come back at him and just sat in the space. So really smart play from both players there.
Tell you what, Lee Williams would love this sort of delivery at the other end of the ground. And the quick ball movement. North Albury are away straight away with a quick spread. Murphy for 6. Kick on the way is good. Murphy's got 6, half a dozen. 20-minute mark of the second term. That's the Hoppers' 11th. He's got more than half. 71 plays, 18. David Wink, 40 winks.
What's the biggest bag young Josh kicked, Panda? He kicked 5 or 6 last year on Anzac Day.
He kicked that this year, 5 on Anzac Day.
Well, he kicked 6 last week.
So he's equalled his biggest senior bag, I reckon.
Well, that's 9 between their forward line so far, boys.
Another one.
I'm
going to
continue on that. I'm going to continue on that.
So if you just joined the broadcast, Monty said the forwards of North Albury will combine for 20 goals. They've got 9.
Who was the last forward to kick double digits?
Lee Warrior last year, I reckon. Or Cal Moore. Cal Moore used to do it for fun.
Yeah.
I reckon he kicked 15 last week.
As he gets fumbled around, Hutchison gets a handball, clearing handball. Dogger Dennis from 50 sets sail for home. It's not his best effort as Casey's back there. Did he fist on that?
I reckon that's a goal.
He's paid it. Dennis from 50 has kicked the goal. Matty Casey's not happy about it. But it's another one. That's their 10th between and the forwards. North Albury are just on fire. Everything is going their way at the moment. And that takes them to 12-5, 77. 2-6-18, CMV truck and bus, 22 minutes gone.
Caden Winter dominating still. He's up to the 13 disposal on the 40-wing stat sheet, along with Ben Rigoni, who's up to 12 himself. Tim Broomhead's got 10. And like you said, Monty, everything's coming up North Albury, apart from the president wearing that pink.
No, it's terrible pink, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's the right sizing either. But
I tell you what, whether Casey touched that or not, that was pretty lackadaisical.
It was.
He had to rush back with some more urgency and really fist that over the line. So everything's going the Hoppers' way here. Nothing going Yarrawonga's way all season, really. Down charges. Their best defender taken out of the lineup. And hello to Ned, who will probably be watching as well. Ned Pendergast hopefully gets a run for Williamstown tomorrow. The Pigeons edge it up to half forward. Finlay swoops on this footy. Can he get a goal or runs against the run of play? He does.
Oh.
No, minus score. Just to the right of the goalpost. And Yarrawonga moved to 2-7 to 12-5. It's a 58-point margin in favour of North Albury on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. Winky will go around the grounds for Mr. Stowes when you have a second.
Ball, nice kick there from Hayes. I tell you what, he's one of the most beautiful kicks, I reckon, in the competition. As North Albury going to move it through the middle of the ground, find this way to Reynolds. What does Reynolds do? He just wanders around on the mark and goes, no one's coming at me. Somebody's going to pop it in front of Murphy. Why not? Murphy at ground level. Goes and gets it. Josh Murphy! Sunjan goal today. This kid can do it all. That's his 7th in the first half here at Button Park. And North Albury have 13 on the board before half-time. They are absolutely flying at the moment, other Hoppers. That's 13-5-83, 2-7-19 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. And we've gone 24 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
Round the ground for Mr. Stowes Pool World. Wang Rovers have a decent lead over the Rutherglen Roos, 46-15. Wodonga Bulldogs goal up against Murderford, 18 plays 12. Lavington trailing Wangaratta Magpies, 28-42. While Albury Tigers lead Raiders, 48-34 over at Billy Park.
Hey, Monty, what league are the Rutherglen Cats
Roos,
in?
What did I say?
You said the Rutherglen Roos.
Rutherglen Roos.
Well, they should join together.
They already have once. He's the Cora Rutherglen Roos and the Rutherglen Cats.
That didn't work out so well.
So if you've just joined us, Murphy's got 7.
And their forward line's flying.
It is indeed. That's 11 between the forwards. Monty's got his own tally amongst him.
Yep, and 11. So I'm more than halfway there, boys.
You are. 64-point lead to the Hoppers here at the 24th minute mark. Second term for Jaco. Goody stands under this one. Going in hard here was Campbell, and he's tackled straight away by a couple of Pigeons. So what What have they got to do here, Monty, just to get control back of this game a little bit?
They've done it. Matt Casey's gone as a loose behind the footy right now, which I like. He's probably a little bit too far away. He needs to be that one kick away. He's sort of two kicks away at the moment. Just a little bit too far. He's not going to influence the contest. And that's why Minogue and Taylor are just sitting in front of him, because he's obviously just there to try and quell Josh Murphy. But I'll tell you what, there's other two forwards there that might kick a bag as well.
Who's the loose for North Albury, though, if Casey's gone behind the ball?
Who knows? As Flynn Gardner moves the footy, Taylor takes a nice mark in front of Hunter Fronfelder, the late inclusion for Ned Pendergast. Taylor wants to get involved in the party. He says there's 9 between Murph and Minogue, so I'm going to try and barrel it in there. Murphy caught out the back. Gorman got to the front posse. Campbell with slick hands to Winter. Great run-down tackle from Finlay.
It's twice now.
That's twice on Caden Winter as well. Former Farrer League opponents. Finlay called to play on, so he just kicks it out to the broadcast side. Weaven grabbed the hold of Gibbons. That's a high
Still
free
got
kick.
him. Got him.
That has to be a high free kick. He's tackled him over the boundary line without the ball. It had to be a free kick to Gibbo, who's not happy.
And neither's Harry.
There's a big fight in front of us, which is good to see. This is great through our effects, Mike. I have no idea how that is not a free kick. Take it away, Monty. Boundary throw in Hoppers by 64.
Hutchison wins it, but Wheeler gets it at the coal face. Snaps it around the body now. Nice kick. Cogill can't take the mark. Hazy standing there. I reckon he might be the loose that you were talking about, David. Handball back to Mooney. Now back to GG. Goody. Goody's kick's a nice one. Geez, that's composure right there. Wiedemann has it. Going to kick it wide. Finds its way to Reynolds. Reynolds just having a bit of a look. He wants to come back through the middle. That's the way North Albury play. Doesn't have an option, so he goes back to Wiedemann. Wiedemann has Weaven, the wrestler, right in front of us. Weaven now goes short to Campbell. Love this kid's game today. Only's been great, held his width really well, which really sets him up.
Usually on that far wing, Monty, so that probably shows you his work rate.
Is it Peppers or Peppers?
Peppers Campbell.
As now. Oh, it's a terrible kick by Weaven. Hits Cam Wilson on the chest. Wilson goes straight away, finds Nyholm. Nyholm with a handball now to Williams. Williams should set Salvin home from 50. Doesn't. Looks for the unselfish thing to do as a coach. And I'll tell you what, he's found Cogill. He'll go back and have a shot from about 40 on a slight angle.
Yarrawonga has still managed to 11 inside 50s this quarter. They just haven't seemed to be able to take advantage of it. This North Albury have had 11 as well, and they've banged on how many goals, Mon? This quarter?
A lot. 6-1.
6-1. So they've had the same inside 50s, and North Albury have kicked 6 goals to Yarrawonga's 1.
As Cogill really needs to just get a settler here for the Pigeons. Set sail from about 40, you will. Slightest angle. Normally a nice kick is Benny. Cogill. That's a beautiful kick. Straight over the goal umpire's hat. They really needed that one, the Pigeons. A bit of reward for effort in this quarter. That's their third. That's 3-7-25 to 13-5. 83 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. And we're going 28 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
Michael Gibbons is up to the 5 disposals in this second term. Up for 7 for the match. He'd probably, not too unhappy with that in the first half in his return game. Willie Wheeler's had 8 disposals, while Dan Howe has got the 10 disposals as well.
How was that free kick missed right in front of us?
I'm still trying to work it out how that wasn't a free kick for a high at first and then a hold over the boundary line.
I think Harry just expected it to be a free kick.
He was
so
happy for it.
He
Just slowed it down. Yeah, I just don't understand.
Randy Orton, Broomhead, out of the middle, retreats to Wiedemann, kicks a long one off a step to half forward. 2 versus 1 here. Yarrawonga with the numbers. Irvine flicks it over to Casey. Grubber kick turned over. It's been marked by Cooper McIntosh on centre wing. He's got a pretty full forward line here. Minogue offering a lead. Taylor goes short instead to Wiedemann. Still 2 kicks from home. He's going to go back into the middle of the ground here. Hayes, so they're just playing keepings off here a little bit, North Albury, waiting for the right option. Julian Hayes says, stuff that. I'm going to run and I'm going to pump it in long, and the siren wins. But it's been the Josh Murphy quarter. He kicked 3 in the opening term, and he kicked 4 in that second quarter. He's kicked 7 goals. North Albury have kicked 13. 13-5, 83 the Hoppers to Yarrawonga 3-7-25. It's a mountain to climb for the Pigeons, not only today but in 2025. Stay with us, our halftime show on the other side of this for Elders Rural. It's O&M Live, and on O&M Live 2AY, Listener app and O&M Snap Print Solutions.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
The halftime break.
Elders Rural, your agribusiness specialists and Polaris dealership, Shoeback Street, Albury.
O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to Button Park here in North Albury. One-way traffic in the opening half. The North Albury have a very healthy lead, 85 to 28. I think it's a 57-point lead to the North Albury Hoppers over Yarrawonga. Blake Pender Escott with you, Scotty Montgomery, David Wink, but the story, we'll continue to harp on about it, but it's been the Josh Murphy half, hasn't it, Monty? He's kicked 7 of North Albury's 13 goals.
Yeah, he's been unbelievable, and he's been doing it in all different ways. A lot of them on the mark, but from different positions inside 50. And then his last goal, I thought, was his best one, where at ground level was able to just follow the footy up and then a snap from 35 out around the corner from straight in front. It was pretty nice.
It was indeed. It's been pretty one-way traffic all game. Winky, what have you got for us in terms of our quarters best in the second quarter? All thanks to C&L shower screens, but also give us some of the trends on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Well, once again, it's hard to go past the young gun in Josh Murphy, the way he's played. But Caden Winter's dominating as well through the middle of the ground. It looked like towards the back end of that second quarter that Max Finlay actually went in and was playing on Caden Winter, following him around, got him caught holding the ball a couple of times. So be interesting to see if that matchup goes ahead. And then for Yarrawonga, Dan Howe tried his best. He had 7 touches in that second quarter. But apart from him, there's probably not too many that would be happy with the performance. But from a team perspective, they went inside 11 times compared to the 5 in the first quarter. So that's a tick for them. They're just not able to find a target in there and convert.
The fact they're able to kick the 2 goals from those 11, you say 11 inside 50?
And they had 5 marks inside 52.
It's just showing you that they're quite shallow entries. I don't think they're getting to nice, dangerous areas where Leroy can really launch at it. They're quite shallow, and that's why they're rebounding so quickly, North Albury. They're able to set up from as soon as they win it back and go and get it through the middle of the ground, and that's why they've looked so dangerous.
I think we spoke about it during the break then when we were off air, but it just seems like North Albury's depth has Yarrawonga covered today in terms of the bottom 6, and we know that Yarrawonga have a lot of injuries, and they really struggled most of the year. They haven't been able to get anywhere near their best side, but I think in this competition you win by how strong your bottom 6 is, and clearly North Albury's depth and bottom 6 players are proving to be too much for Yarrawonga today.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've just got such an even spread once you get past probably their top 6 or 7 players. Everyone just plays a role. I think I've mentioned in the broadcast, I'm really happy with the way Isaac Campbell's playing today. I reckon he's setting them up so well, both sides of the ground. He holds his width. They're able to get it out to him, and then they open the ground up because it just shifts them defensively, the opposition defensively, and then he come back through the middle of the ground, and that's where they're really opening up and having so much space, especially on the open side of the ground. They're just, the way their role players are playing so much more consistent footy than what the Yarrawonga boys have been able to do is just why they've sort of got this lead.
So we talk about the injuries. But I think Yarrawonga have been pretty disappointing today,
I agree. I totally agree. I think, there's been a few things not go their way, but I feel the guys through the middle of the ground probably need to step up just a little bit more. They're probably getting beaten in the ruck today, which normally they can quell that with the quality of midfielders they've got, but just today they haven't been able to. And I think Winky touched on it at one stage. They were killing the centre clearances, but just wasn't effective. Just a lot of rush kicks, and that just shows the defensive pressure the North Albury are able to provide through the middle of the ground. And they'll just rush kicks, shallow entries, and then turnovers, and away they went.
Leading the centre clearances 10-7 at half time, and they're down by 8 or 9 goals. So that just shows you that their
58 points, 10 goals.
Yeah, their midfield's getting really beaten at the coalface, and their forwards are probably getting beaten by their direct opponents too. The North Albury back 6 is really holding up.
Is that a part of the ground we don't talk about enough for North Albury? I think their back 6 is fantastic. I think they all play their role. There's no superstar, but they all just do what they need to do. They've got the tools there. They've got some smalls in George Goody who's going back there. Good composure. Just blokes that play their role.
Flynn Gardner's gone back there too. That he's really, I think he adds something there because he can play on those quicker forwards where George probably doesn't have that pace anymore. But I think it's a really good mix of the back 6.
Anymore?
He never had it.
He never really had it.
I was going to say.
I was being
way too nice for you, mate.
He's playing a half-decent job on Nick Fothergill today, albeit he hasn't had much of an opportunity, Nick. But I think you're right, Monty. I think the back 6 is something that maybe North Albury identified at the start of the year. Went out, got an RFL Team of the Year defender in James Pope. They went out, they got Jamie Mooney, who can play in defence as well. Now Jackson Wiedemann has come back to the club as well.
Isn't that just a present for him?
Alongside probably the Rovers. I think it's probably, and the Magpies as well. There's a reason why those 3 defensive units are talked about so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Myrtleford's is probably a bit like North Albury's. We just probably don't talk about it enough.
Yep.
When a guy like Zach Peffybridge is playing in their back 6, they're really good.
He's a star.
He's a star. But just the way this group sticks together, they always seem to be in the right spot when they're exiting the 50 as well. They really join in attack. They don't just go, our job's done, let's relax, let's find our man. They really join in when they're attacking. You can see them really roll up hard, and it can open them up sometimes with quicker forward lines, but today it's not hurting them at all.
I think one thing that has probably caught Yarrawonga off guard a little bit is the spread and run of North Albury has been outstanding. And when they are playing well, you see them running for each other and creating space. And I think that's probably been too much for Yarra to handle today as well.
If it has caught them off guard, they haven't done their forecasting very well, because that is what North Albury has done all year, especially at home. They have just gone, as soon as they win the footy, they just explode away from the ball, and all they go, they got options everywhere, and they usually pick the right option.
Around the grounds, Winky for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. This seems to be the most lopsided game, but what else is happening in the Ovens and Murray?
So Wang Rovers lead Cora Rutherglen 8-4, 52 to 3 goals, 3-21 with Ed Damon kicking 6 to half time in that one.
Righto, Murph's got a challenger.
He does have a challenge. Wodonga Bulldogs.
Mate, captain this week. Jeez, that was a good
You
call.
did too in fantasy.
What a call.
Well done, Mike.
What a call.
Wodonga lead Murderford 4 goals 6, 30 to 1 goal 6, 12. So Murderford's not brought their kicking boots down there, and Wodonga have a solid lead at half time.
That's 2 weeks in a row that Myrtleford's bad kicking has almost cost them. What they kick against Albury? Was it 9-21, I think, against Albury? What'd you say they've kicked a half time there, Winky?
9-21 in the last game against Albury, and they've kicked 1 goal 6 so far against Wodonga.
All right, really quickly wrap up some more around the ground scores.
Wang Magpies lead Lavington Panthers 6-7, 43 to 4-4, 28. Albury Tigers 7 goals 8, 50 lead Wodonga Raiders 5 goals 4, 34. Jake Pitt, Matt Walker and Ryan Garthwaite, the only goal kickers for Albury. So the 3 big forwards taking control of that one there at Brearley Park.
All right. This half-time's going to be short because North Albury are already out on the ground. The umpires haven't even entered the arena, and the Oz kickers are getting the wind-up already.
Jeez, that's poor form.
That is. 58-point leaders are North Albury over Yarrawonga, but earlier, Wodonga recorded their first A-grade netball win of the year over the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and here is how Ree Harris and Tam Matthews called it for Ray White Wodonga.
This is the netball wrap thanks to Ray White Wodonga. Today's round 7 match of the round was the Wodonga Bulldogs taking on the Myrtleford Alpine Saints, and they certainly delivered for a lower ranked clash. It was the Bulldogs coming through with their first win in over 12 months, a 3-goal win, 61 over Myrtleford, 58. It was even at every break except for the final break, and the Bulldogs got out to about a 7-goal lead, and the Saints were able to get it back. Molly Moylan was the anytime fitness player of the day, playing a full game in at goal attack and shooting a beautiful amount of goals, teaming out really well with Cara Woodman in goal shooter and Ellie Ainsworth through the mid-court for the Saints. Georgia Reedy and Taylor Reedy both outstanding, and Daisy O'Kane under the ring as well. In the other games, Wangaratta Magpies have taken a 5-goal win over the Panthers, 39-34. The Raiders a comprehensive win over Albury, 60 to 43. Rutherglen maintained their top of the table position with a 61 to 40 win over the Rovers, and it was the Pigeons taking the win over North Albury, 53 to 39. This is the netball wrap thanks to Ray White Wodonga.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
And discover. Seriously, I love
5
this
seconds.
shop. Visit I Love This Shop at
For their third quarter, thanks to Wiesner's, has been a minor score kick by Ben Kennedy for the Yarrawonga Pigeons to start this quarter. And Julian Hayes now has it at fullback. Told to hurry up. His play's on. Gets a cheapie. Kicks it long and into the middle of the ground. Gee, that's a good kick. Well done, Irvine. Good body work on Minogue. Minogue at ground level goes and gets it. Tackled straight away. Gets a handball out. Just flung out there. He's going to be pinged for a throws Ragoni. And the Pigeons will be going back inside 50 for the second time to start this third quarter.
They will indeed. They go short. And Ragoni tackles straight away. They will not be going back inside 50. So just watch Dan Howe, boys, who's standing to the next of the bench. We think that he might be out of the game with concussion, but we don't know. So he's just standing next to the bench, and he didn't warm up with the players at half-time, which is an indicator that he might be out of the game. So we'll continue to watch that one. Of course, he did have a blood rule.
So I don't think it was blood rule. I still think that the umpire sent him off with concussion.
Yeah, right. I'll wait and see as Ragoni is brought down by Urquhart and a free kick to Yarrawonga in the middle of the ground. Short kick might be turned over. Wilson tackled. He's going to get a free kick for a high against Penny. Here's Cam Wilson. Doing his numbers, Winky?
Not today, no.
Cop that, Cam.
Wow.
Reloads, goes inboard and finds Matty Casey. Now, he is someone who has a shoe from this distance. He's 55 out slight angle. He will make the distance here, Monty.
Tell the way they're trying to move the ball already, the Pigeons, that they're just trying to hold on to it, kick short, and Casey will definitely be having a shot here.
So big Matty Casey, who arcs around to try and get as much leg room as he can. Top of the goal square, gets out the back. It's through for a minor score, punched through by the North Albury defence. So a couple of minors for Yarrawonga to start the third term for Wiesner's. 27-83. It's a 56-point lead to the Hoppers as Julian Hayes brings it back in.
He finds his mate and Goody. Goody now goes down the line, looking for McIntosh, doesn't quite take the mark. Reed Clark's there, just gets a handball now in front of Fraser. Fraser, kick, cut off by Goody, tries to claim it. You're dreaming, Georgia, went 6 metres. Handball to Winter. Winter now finds Hayes, and Hayes gets it to Gardner. Foster through the middle of the ground. He's got Weaven running. What's he going to do? Goes to ground, picks it up, gets a handball out. Penny's there. Penny's handball back to Gardner, who's run on. Now to Weaven, who's shot forward. Weaven's handball to Campbell. Campbell breaks the arc, goes short, and I tell you what, that is teamwork if I've ever seen it. He finds Minogue on a lead, and he'll go back and have a shot for his third. And he's a slightest angle, only about 25 out.
What's he kick, Winky? 2-4?
2-4, I've got him for.
Yep, he should have had a bag, Josh. He is normally a part of his game that he does pretty well.
Yep.
Well, this will just add to that tally that I've got for the forward 6 to kick for the North Albury Hoppers.
Which is at what?
Yeah, I'll get that after this one. I'll let you know.
Could be the call of the year.
It could be. But I'll take it. As Minogue starts his stutter step into stride now. Hits the burn. He loves it. Bit of a double fist pump there from Joshy Minogue. Gets another one for the Hoppers. They're 14-5, 89 to 3-9-27 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. And we've gone about 4 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
They've just had no answer. The way North Albury take it on and move the ball through the middle. Most of their opportunities on the scoreboard.
They certainly are. So that's 10 between Murphy and Minogue today. They've been on fire, the North Albury forwards. Back in the middle. Good work there by Gorman on debut, flying high. Hutchison was brought down. Spills the way here of Rigoni. Moves through traffic beautifully. Tries to get a 1-2, but it's turned over. Wilson wins it back for the Pigeons. Fire him into attack. Kennedy, who's moved back into the forward line, it looks like. Takes a mark running back with the flight, and he'll line up for his first goal. 45 out, 45 the grand.
That was great play by Ben Cogill too. He was coming up behind him with Wiedemann on him, and Wiedemann could have ran through Kennedy, but just shielded the back of the young kid and just said, yeah, you take it, buddy, instead of coming through like some forwards would and clean him up, but just did the right thing and helped the teammate out.
So he's played a little bit everywhere today, has Benny Kennedy. Put on a bit of size in the off-season and certainly looks like he can be a player. Kick on the way is a beauty. Umpire doesn't move. Strikes it beautifully, Benny Kennedy, and Yarrawonga cancels out the Minogue's goal. 89 plays 33, margin back to 56 points. That's all on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. A big hello to Jeffy and the crew who raised a lot of money for cancer with the Dancing with the Stars. Winky?
No, good on him. It's a great cause. The Cancer Centre there at the hospital does a terrific job in helping out people who need it, don't they?
I think Inspirations Paint's crew have a bit of a drinking. Performance tap, but roved there beautifully by Rigoni for the Hoppers. Goes inside 50, looking for that man Minogue again. Winter, ground level, snap, no good. Through for a minor score. Takes them to 90. 33, the Pigeons. It's a 57-point ball game here on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. 6 minutes gone, thanks to NZ Albury.
So a minor score to Caden Winter. Nick Irvine, who's expecting a baby any second, I believe, is Nick Irvine.
Any second.
Yeah,
brave man being at the footy.
Him and his partner. McIntosh going to fire the Hoppers back in. Big fist there from Irvine. And Yarrawonga clear defence. Partially smothered kick. North Albury with numbers here on the wing. Hutchison. Julian Hayes. Tackled straight away by Hargraves and also Fothergill. And we'll have a ball up in the middle of Button Park. Beautiful day for footy. Just starting to get real cool. But it's 17 and sunny. Couldn't ask for a better day. Rigoni over this football. Irvine tackling him. Hutchison does well, the big fella. Gets a hand pass out to Winter. And Irvine tackles him. And Dan Howe still off the ground here too, boys. So I reckon he could be. Just grabs a drink. So we'll just continue to monitor that one as the Hoppers win away through Reynolds.
There we go. Reynolds kicks at the half forward again. Looking for Minogue. He's looks strong on the lead today. Is Joshy Minogue. First game back. Minogue's got Murphy leading to the pocket. It's a beautiful kick too. Murphy probably need to keep running through it. Try to take the chest mark. Just gets tackled without it there by as Lovell. It looks like they've pulled the move of Finlay going on to Murphy, so I don't mind that. Something new for the young kid. It's been used as a bit of a tag in the last few weeks, but now playing key spot back on the man with 7 to half time. Ball tossed in. Forward pocket for the Hoppers. Minogue wins the tap. Coming through there was that Foster Gardner.
Yep.
He's done well. Just in a pack of players there. Was able to get a toe poke on it and through for another goal. That's 13 now between the forward 6 of the North Albury Hoppers. And it's 15 for North Albury. 15-6, 96. 4-9, 33, the Pigeons. And they're running away with this on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. And we've gone 8 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
Yeah, a couple of really damaging signs for Yarrawonga early. 3 inside 50s to North Albury. Ben Rigoni's had the 3 early touches on the 40-wing stat sheet as well.
How many for the game has he had, Winky?
16 for the game for Ben Rigoni, plus a goal in the first quarter.
He's probably been the best midfielder on the ground, you'd probably have to say today. Getting his hands on the footy. Had a good couple of weeks as Benny Rigoni, as Broomhead tackles Willie Wheeler, the Morris medalist. Be looking to get him into some really good form over the next few weeks. Is the scoreboard wrong, or is it just me?
Yeah, no, they're a goal behind.
Yep, so it's actually 15-6-96 to 4-9-33. So the scoreboard just a little out here at Button Park as Broomhead gets Wheeler high. He's going to kick it long again, looking for big Leroy Williams. Gets to the front, big defensive fist from Mooney to clear the lines for North Albury. Weaven comes through, exit defence, goes out wide. Winning it back here is Reed Clark up against Caden Winter. Clark left her behind. Winter had other opportunities and goes to Dennis.
Dennis now goes inside 50 of a nice long kick. Minogue over the top, can't quite take it. Finlay's first back for the Pigeons. His kick goes sideways, looking for Urquhart. Can't quite take the mark, but he's got a bit of time and space to Urquhart. Jordan, nice kick. Finds Fothergill on centre wing. What's Fothergill going to do? He's just running around on a bit of an angle. Umpire says, come back this way, please, Nick. And he does. He's going to go short. Finds Clark. Clark goes straight away, looking for Wilson. Not the best kick. Weaven comes through for the Hoppers with a nice big fist. And he goes out of bounds on the half-forward flank for the Pigeons. As we've got 9.5 minutes thanks to NZ Albury. It is a 63-point lead to the North Albury Hoppers, who are doing it in a canter at the moment.
So I reckon the scoreboard just been fixed. Well done to Eddie Rigoni and the crew in there, dominating. Crido and the guys. Boundary throw in. Gorman, beautiful tap down to Wheeler. His kick partially smothered. Lots of players around this footy. Hutchison over him, and we'll have a ball up in pretty much the exact same spot as the boundary throw in. On the far side of the ground, Alamein Avenue side of the ground. Have to say, a pretty slim crowd here at Button Park today.
Might have something to do with the other 3 games in town.
Hearing there's a lot of people out at Thaguna though. Kennedy playing in front, marking the quick clearing kick. He's just too far out to score as Benny Kennedy, calling 55 from goal. He's going to kick it towards Williams, and why not? Oh, he dropped an absolute sitter. Adkins out the back, Banana, goal. Your man Snowy getting onto the end of a goal. Winky played Dunes against him and said, Snowy, that was pretty easy. I would have finished it. And it's through for a Sunjan goal today. 96 plays, 39, margin back to 57 points.
A very good footballer back in the day was Jacob. Spent a bit of time overseas of late, but he beat me Mont in the goal kick in 1 year, so I was a bit filthy on it. He also sat on my head one day too. So shout out to...
I have to say, Winky, is it hard to sit on your head? Let's be really honest.
He didn't get off the ground. He just put the knee up.
Well, some would argue, Blake, it's easier to jump over my head than sit on it. So. But, yeah, Snowy finishes that one nicely.
He did, as Wilson now extracts the clearance. Fothergill tackled without it. He's going to get the free kick against Goody. Fothergill. Yeah, Cam just didn't quite look after him there. Someone yelled out 50. It was his teammate. As Fothergill.
Some umpires would fall for that.
Yeah,
I would have.
Says a bit about you, Blake.
It does say a lot. As Fothergill, just a nice little chipping kick to centre half forward. Finds Wheeler. That's Willie. Harry doing the running today. Hopefully we see him back soon.
2 or 3 weeks. He just got the pins out, he said, pre-game.
Perfect. That's what we want to hear. Want the Stars playing. As Wheeler goes to the top of the square. It's a 3-on-1. All North Albury. A lot of green and gold jumpers. Ball to Corelli. It's not a good handball. It's turned over now. Kennedy's handball now to Williams. Smothered off the boot. It's great work there from the coach in Broomhead on the other coach, opposing coach. And it's going to be a throw-in right next to the point post. Stand, Sergeant, stand. End of the ground. Yarrawonga kicking that way. And it's up. That scoreboard's wrong again. It's a 57-point margin.
Williams stiff not to get a free kick in the ruck then, I reckon, against Wiedemann, who had his arms all around him. Reynolds goes by hand to Hayes, who gets past one and then slips over. Now he's in real trouble. Urquhart wraps him up in game 100. Could have given the hands, Julian. He slipped over. And Jordan Urquhart is being told to go for the goals. Will line up, take a pretty good effort here. He decides to pass it off, and they're going to reload again a different way. Irvine goes short to Reed Clark. Not sure Reed's kicked too many goals. And that's probably why. It hangs it out to the right and it hits the point post out of bounds on the full. No score. And there they go, the Jacob Adkins goal is on the scoreboard. 96-39 here at Button Park as Wiedemann brings it back in.
Added a few more than just the one goal.
To be fair, it went out in the thirds. There's been a few troubles today with the scoreboard, Monty.
I tell you what, they have not kicked 8-9 of the Pigeons. As the ball's found its way to centre wing and gone out of bounds. We'll get a stoppage here.
It's the new scoreboard system on Play HQ, Monty.
Yeah, okay.
You got any thoughts on that, Blake?
Yeah, I reckon it's a basket case, just quietly.
Yep, a lot have said that about Play HQ in its time. The ball's about to be tossed in. A couple of different ruckmen here. We've got Casey versus Wiedemann. Haven't seen that combo in there today. Probably give that one to Wiedemann over the top. Rigoni, he's going to be tackled straight away. Going to get a repeat stoppage on centre wing. Far side, Alamein Avenue side of the ground. 15 minutes gone thanks to NZ Albury. That scoreboard, thanks to Inspirations Paints, now up to date. Still says 57 points the way of the Hoppers. Wiedemann wins another tap. Irvine, nice tackle on Wiedemann. And we'll go again on centre wing. And I'll tell you what, Pan, why don't you try and get a clearance for us, please?
I'll try my hardest for McRae Motors. Monty calling the action beautifully for the Newmarket Hotel. And Winky on the 40-wing stat sheet. Rigoni, so well to get around traffic all the time. Hayes shovels it out really wide to Wiedemann. Left foot, right side for him. Pokes it into the pocket. Dennis not able to mark. Heard the groans from the North Aubrey fans. Lovell on him. I reckon Lewin circling the umpire here. He thought about it. He thought about holding the ball.
Absolutely.
He said, give it to me. Dogger Dennis, who's slow to get off the ground, and we'll have a ball up. Right up against the paint in front of the Ralph Marks gate on the Alamein Avenue side of the ground. Monty.
Umpires Llewellyn throws it up nicely. Casey wins the tap. Ball comes out through Wilson. What a handball that is. Finds a teammate on the move in Gibbons. Gibbons kicked half forward. Williams goes back to flight. It's a nice grab in the air. A little bit too far out, I reckon, for Leroy now. He's having a bit of a look. Kennedy presents. Now he's not sure. He's just waiting for that right leg. Kennedy comes again. Kick's not a great one. It's a great tackle from Kennedy at ground level. We're going to have a ball up. Inside 50. I tell you what, Leroy would like that one again because Kennedy had the lead. What he done? So just need to be better.
He did, big Leroy. Trying his butt off for his team undermanned. And we have another ball up inside 50 here for Yarrawonga. We might go around the grounds, Winky, if we can, for Mr. Stowe's Pool World. They've got it all for you. Another ball up. Williams doing the ruck work. Spills down to Gibbons. Left foot fly on goal. That also hits the point post. And it's out of bounds on the full. They are owning the territory in this third quarter, though, for Weesness, Monty, which is a positive.
They are. Do you think I'm queuing the rack maybe a little bit from the North boys, attitude-wise?
Surely not with how important percentage is in this competition. And they did get pasted by the Wang Magpies. Look at that kick from Pope. Straight down the middle of Button. Finds Winter at half back. Option opens up for him. It's Rigoni. And he's going to take it away here for the Newmarket Hotel.
A nice kick from Rigoni. Finds Goody for a bit of space. He can use that pace that David Wink was talking about at half time. Kicks out in front of Taylor. Just tries to tap it on in front of Hayes. And Finlay goes to ground a little bit early. Hayes gets it, keeps it in. Taylor's handball now over the top, finds Mooney. Mooney goes inside 50 for the Hoppers, finds Minogue, going to lead it again. And this looks too quick, too big, too strong, this Josh Minogue today. And this is something that they've been missing over the last 5 weeks. And it's a bloody nice welcome return for Josh Minogue, who's going back. He's going to have a shot for his fourth.
How many marks inside 50 now for the Hoppers, Winky?
This will be 15. They averaged 13 for the season, so well above their average today.
There's Josh now. He'll set sail from 45. Tight angle. Near side of the ground. Hits the boot. Didn't like it. Head went back straight away, and it's going to go across the face of goal. Through for a minor score. Takes the Hoppers to 15-7, 97, 5, 9, 39, the Pigeons. Thanks to Inspirations Paint. And we're going 18.5 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
So he's kicked 3 goals, 5.
Yep.
Has Joshy Minogue.
Could have had a real bag.
Certainly could have. It's in the hands here of Tanner Nyholm. Deep in defence. Goes short. Oh, Winter was closing. Almost intercepted. Here's Lovell. For Yarrawonga. He's a veteran defender down there today. Is the boy from Torquay. Goes out wide. Kennedy just looks so good in the air, does this kid. Takes a mark. His kick was smothered by the coach. That's 2 smothers for Tim Broomhead. And a clever little toe poke to Rigoni, who gets around 1, gets around 2. Bit off a bit more than he can chew. Flynn Gardner wins it away, though. He can set sail on goal. Flynn Gardner, and he's hooked it for a minor score. Had Minogue, had Murphy. In fact, it was Dennis in a paddock. Decided to set flight. 97-39. The Hoppers. That's on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Third term for Weesners. We played 17 minutes for NZ Albury.
This ball's now going to be brought in by... Is that Wheeler going down back?
Yep.
It is. Willie. He's going to full back just to get a nice easy kick. Goes sideways, finds Fraser. First half was pretty impressive from Zach, I reckon. He's going to swing around. Long kick to centre wing. Pope tries to get over the back. Good block. Umpire says that's a mark to Cogill. Don't know about that one, but anyway, he must have seen something we didn't. Gets a handball to Fraser. Didn't know what was coming. It's a bit quicker out here, young fella. And Fester gets the tackle, gets the hold in the ball, and he's going to go back inside 50, looking for Minogue. Not the best kick. Sits up, sits under it. There's Joshy. Coming through against Willie Wheeler. At ground level, Josh Minogue has it. Has a running shot at goal. Great tackle and great pressure, but it's found Dogger Dennis. And he's taking a mark in front of the point post. And he'll have a shot from about, it's going to be about 8 metres. Slightish angle, and he'll just run around and snap this one through, I reckon.
He should be right up against the boundary here, Dogger, but he's come in about 3 metres. Look at him.
He's played it smart.
He has played it smart indeed.
And Dennis just goes around the corner. And, geez, he sprays that one across the face too. These boys are really starting to kill me 20 goals between the forward line. I'll tell you what, I'm not happy with them. Another minor score, takes them up to 100. They've broken the ton, and it's the scoreboard just playing up again. As it says Jacob Atkins kicked another one, which he hasn't. And now they're just going up and up and down and down. So we'll get that score to you in a minute.
Eddie Rigoni having a few cans in
I reckon
there
he might have. I think it's 139. That's what I see it is. Yep. And that's what the scoreboard now reads.
It's
thanks to Inspirations Point.
It's a 61-point margin. 100-39 here at Button Park at the 9/8 minute mark. It's not a close game, boys.
Yeah, nah. We're going to have to make a bit of fun of the last quarter, I reckon.
Fothergill goes short. Good defensive fist from Jack Reynolds, the boy from Mara. Around the grounds, Winky, what do you got for us for Mr. Stoves?
Wang Rovers have got a good lead down there. 9 goals, 761, plays 4-4-28 over Cora Rutherglen. Wodonga Bulldogs, 7-6-48 ahead of Murderford. 3 goals, 7-25. Lavington Panthers, 6-6-42 trail. Wang Magpies, 7 goals, 9-51. And then Albury kicking away, 12 goals, 981, plays Raiders, 7-6-48.
Did you say something at halftime, Darcy Hope wasn't playing for Cora?
Yes, he was laid out by the looks of it.
Not sure why. Follow that one during the week.
I thought the
Watch
coach.
this space.
Alrighty. Boundary throw in front of the scoreboard, which reads 100-39. A few minor scores in this last quarter for North Albury as Broomhead roves it out of the ruck. Only Tim Broomhead can do that on the ground. That is the Sunjan goal today from Tim Broomhead. He did not even look at the goals. Roved it from the Hutchison tap, snapped it on goal from 45. Said, how good am I? 16-10-105 Tim Broomhead to the Pigeons. 5 goals, 9-39. Winky for 40 winks.
Tim Broomhead's an absolute star. He's up to the 14 disposals, but he'd be happy that he doesn't have to go out and get 30 and kick a couple for North Albury to win at the moment. He's just playing a really important role, bombing up and kicking a goal there, and just getting to work with his other midfielders, Wiedemann, Rigoni and Winter, all having a big impact on this game.
One thing I'll say about Timmy today, which I haven't really seen a lot of, the way he's pressured, your 2 smothers, his tackling around the ball has been first class, and I've loved it. I've loved that he's gone to work and let his outsiders in Rigoni and Winter just go to town and get the disposals. He's just doing all the hard work, which I'm loving to see from the coach. His ball's back in the middle. Wheeler's handball back to Wilson. His kick smothered. Ball fed back by Wiedemann. Finds its way to Hayes. Hayes kick towards half forward. Finds Gardner. It's Foster. Foster's going to go inside 50. Finds the coach again. That's hard running. He come from the centre clearance there, did Timmy.
Same spot he kicked the snap from.
It is. I reckon he's probably more chance from a snap than what he is from a drop punt. But Timmy Broomhead, he's going to go back and have another shot. Try to kick his second in a minute. And put another one on the board for the North Albury Hoppers.
Lee Williams just trundling to the bench.
Yeah, he just hasn't looked right today, I reckon. When he's flown for a couple of balls, he looks like
he looks proppy, doesn't he?
He does.
Yep.
Has for a couple of years, really. As Broomhead will set sail from 45. Runs on a bit of an arc. Gets it up in the air. It's going to cross the face. Touched, fumbled, marked. It's going to go the way of Gorman. Tallest man on the ground. Gorman in the back pocket now. Alamein Avenue, end of the ground. Just going to try and see what he can pick out. Finds a teammate. In the other back pocket, it's Fothergill. He's worked hard. Murphy's called back.
Had to be 50 there,
It did. He just stood there, and everyone knows that rule now, don't they? 9 metre rule. It's Fothergill. Little kick, just a chipper. It's a good grab by Urquhart. Wants to go straight away. Again, Timmy Broomhead, another smother. And here go the Hoppers. They're going to go again.
Foster Gardner gets the hand pass from Penny, drills it into Murphy. The smother from Tim Broomhead has set up this shot on goal for North Albury. That's his 3rd in this quarter alone. And Murphy will line up for goal number 8, 40 metres out, directly in front.
it's a real coach's game, I reckon. He sort of sacrificed the disposals today. It's the first time I've really seen him to go to town with his defensive stuff. And even that gut running to have that last shot on goal out of the centre clearance was fantastic from Timmy.
It certainly was. And it sends a message to the rest of the teammate, doesn't it? Teammates, I should say. So Murphy has kicked 7 in the first half. He snuck it in. Make it 8 for Josh. Reckon that's his biggest bag of goals he's kicked in his career outside of junior footy. 111 to 39. Margin out to 72 points now, David Wink for 40 Winks.
What's really impressed me is the way the North Albury pounce on the turnover. We've seen that smother there by Tim Broomhead, and then Jack Penny and Foster Gardner straight away get the quick handball out to the running player going, and then it hits up the leading forward. Now, you can't defend that. If you turn the ball over there, it's very hard for your back six to do anything if the ball's coming in quickly.
So I've got him 14.
You do?
14.
6 to go.
So if you just joined the broadcast, Scotty Montgomery's pre-game prediction was he thought that North Albury's forward line would combine, the forwards would combine for 20 goals.
They got 14. They're nearly there, boys.
Based off the fact that there was a laid out with Big Ned, empty head Pendergast, who hopefully plays for Williamstown tomorrow.
As ball just fumbles around back in the middle. 24 minutes gone, thanks to NZ Albury. Rigoni just at ground level again. Gets it to Broomhead, who just snaps it around the body. Well done, Taylor. Just gets a fist and gets it towards Minogue. One-on-one with Finlay. Goes to ground as Finlay. Minogue tackled without it. Just asks Oscar. He had the hands out. Ball at ground level again. Now he's in his back. And he's pinged him beholding the ball. Oh, that is stiff, I reckon, there, Joshy. Very, very stiff as the ball's in the back pocket for the Pigeons, and they're going to release with a kick towards Matty Casey.
Casey, ball goes out of bounds from the kick. Just 4 to centre for North Albury. Speaking of VFL, congratulations to Archie Gardner making his debut for Werribee tomorrow. Good to see him finally get a crack, Winky.
Yeah, he's a star on and off the field. One of the nicer kids getting around, but his football's been banging the door down for a while.
He'll be watching at home on the couch as Weaven rises and takes a elite body and paint mark of the day. High as he's got for a very long time, Harry.
Smartest man in Australia.
Absolutely. Albert Einstein, they call him. On the wing goes long. McIntosh caught in front of the pack, not able to mark. And another boundary thrown in the same spot as before. Just 4 to centre on the wing in front of the North Albury bench here at Button Park. It's a happy Inspirations paint scoreboard for the Hoppers. 17-9-1-11 to Yarrawonga 5-9-39 at the 25th minute mark for NZ. Third term for Wiesners.
Ball tossed in. Just goes over the back. Gorman's first on it for Yarrawonga. Broomhead. He's had a big quarter. Gets boot to that one. Gardner. Handball now to Penny. Penny's kicks a beauty straight out in front. And how many times has Josh Minogue taken a mark here? He's not happy with where he is. Goes looking for Murphy over the back. Josh Murphy. He's going to line up for 9. Just plays on straight away. Does Joshua. He's got 9. Sunjans, boys. I reckon they're trying to get into double digits. And that was smart by Josh Minogue. Sorry, had him out the back. And that's the 18th for North Albury. 18-9-117 to 5-9-39 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. And we're going 26 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
Banged on about it a couple of times throughout. For the game, and it's only not even the three-quarter time yet. Josh Murphy and Josh Minogue have been absolutely dominant in that area.
Put an extra 1 down on my notepad and said 1,017, but it's actually 117 to 39.
That'd be a big score if you got to
1,000. Tim Broomhead brought down in a big tackle, holding the ball.
Gee, they've called some interesting ones, haven't they?
Holding the ball, free kick to Yarrawonga. It's going to go the way here, Cam Wilson. 78-point margin.
3 metres.
Called to play on is Whooper Irvine. Broomhead legged him, and that is a free kick to Whooper. In fact, it was Leighton Taylor.
The sleeves got you, didn't they?
It did indeed. So Irvine goes out wide and finds Hunter Fronfelder. He's on the wing. So just repeating, Dan Howe hasn't resumed from what we think was a concussion in the second quarter. So you'd expect Yarrawonga to be without Dan Howe now for a couple of weeks, if that's the case. Only speculating, of course, but we'll ask Lee Williams post-game. Hargraves into the pocket. Good intercept mark by Foster Gardner. Working hard in defence for North Albury. Switches straight away. It's in the hands of Jackson Wiedemann, who wanted to give it to Mooney. Instead, he goes short to Caden Winter. Deep in defence for North Albury, 117 to 39.
And we know Winter's a good user, and he finds Goody. Goody now is going to go short, finds Campbell. What can Isaac do with it? Right in front of our commentary position here in the Pandora Scott Media Centre. It's a beautiful kick. Finds Fester. Duncan. on half-back. He's going to give the handball back to Campbell. Campbell now is going to try and switch the play. This is what they love to do here at Bunton Park. Not a good one. Well done, Kennedy. Got a fist on it. Fothergill sets sail home for the Pigeons. What has Nick Fothergill done? He's kicked a point. Bit of a tussle on the boundary, on the goal line, but it's gone through for a minor score to Nick. That takes the Pigeons to 40. 117, the Hoppers on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. 28 minutes gone, thanks to NZ Albury.
Julian Hayes rightly says, Harry Weaver, you're not kicking the football in.
I need an extra possession here. Another 40 wink, please.
Not only do I want another touch, you're just not allowed to kick the ball out of defence. And that's why. Hayes finds Penny straight away in the defensive 50. Penny goes to the wing. Campbell had to sit under that football, didn't able to mark. Pressured by Gorman. Broomhead now retreats out wide to Goody. He's got an option down the line. It's Dogger Dennis, and he marks in front of Tanner Nyholm, who looks buggered, to be fair. Tanner ran his arse off all day. Dogger on the wing. Getting some advice from Reece Dempsey down there on the bench. So he just goes long. Oh! Murphy got up really high. Wasn't able to mark. Not only has he kicked 9, he wants to take mark of the year. And now he's cramping. Had a bit of everything, Josh Murphy. Boundary throw in, 70 round from the Hoppers goal. They lead by 77 points.
Looks like a good cramp the way he's running away now, Josh Murphy. Ball tossed in, half forward flank.
That's his excuse for not taking it.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. There's the ball. There goes the siren. I tell you what, it was a nice quarter there from the Hoppers. They just did what they had to do.
5 goals to 2.
Yep. 18-9, 117 to...
It's 5-10-40.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 5-10-40, which have just fixed his scoreboard. Can you please go fix that, please, Panda? As it is a 77-point lead at three-quarter time. They just look too good, the Hoppers, and I tell you what, it's going to be some soul-searching going on at three-quarter time. Try and get some respectability back on the scoreboard for the Pigeons. We'll be back after this break, and we'll dissect everything that's going on in the third quarter, and we'll also have your quarters best, because in this last quarter, it's going to be an absolute ripper. North Albury trying to get Josh Murphy to 10. He's got 9 3/4 time because we're on OM Live, and on OM Live, you won't miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Dry 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes. So if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Woo. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.
% locally owned and operated.
O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to Button Park, North Albury, as we smack down a couple of lollies up here in the box, and it's a 77-point lead to the North Albury Hoppers. This one is over, boys, so let's ride this one home in the last quarter, which is all thanks to Mac Jack Sheds. 3-quarter time. Who are the third quarter's best for senile shower screens? David Wink.
Oh, no.
He's done the Robbie.
Oh, no.
Turn yourself on, Winky.
David. He's speechless now.
He didn't even hear himself through the
headphones. He just kept going. I don't think he knew what we were talking about then.
No, I didn't. I didn't know what you boys were on about. But Tim Broomhead was spectacular in the Trent doing some of his best work back in the studio. But Tim Broomhead was brilliant in that third quarter. He had the 8 disposals and kicked the goal, but also set up his defensive stuff that you mentioned a couple of times, Monty. Was fantastic. And then for Yarrawonga, Willie Wheeler had the 6 disposals, tried his guts out, but unfortunately didn't really have too many passengers coming with him.
No, he didn't, as the spectators descend off Button Park casually.
All 50 of them, yeah. Not many here today.
Not many out at Lavy, we're hearing. Would like to know what sort of crowd they got at Wodonga and also Birraleigh. You do have 4 games in town.
Michael Bouquet, bit of feedback for you, Buckets.
You said it, Winky, not me.
I'll send him an email.
Okay, I reckon that'll go straight to the junk file.
Didn't return my call during the week, Michael.
That says probably a little bit about you.
Yeah, a bit disappointed.
117-40. We're underway here in the fourth quarter, all thanks to Mac Jack Sheds. And Wheeler with a grubber little kick 20 metres forward for the Pigeons. Big Tommy Gorman. That's a long way to bend down for a big boy. And he's grabbed without the footy and should have got a free kick. And in the end, Yarrawonga will get one for a high on Nick Fothergill, who plays on straight away. Left foot wobbling entry is a bit of a wobbler through the hands of Kennedy. Out the back, Pope with a cool head. Hand passes over the top to Wiedemann, who's running for him. Right foot kicks a good one. Finds Foster Gardner out on the far side.
Worked really hard today as Foster. At half back. Goes backwards. Finds Wiedemann again. He's got the coach in the other back pocket. Broomhead. He's taking it and goes straight away. He's got Reynolds wider, but goes a little bit skinnier. Finds Pope. He might use Reynolds now. No, he doesn't. Goes back to Broomhead. A bit of waxing. Just get those numbers up, Timmy. I like it. Smart from the coach. Broomhead now goes out wide. Finds its way to Mooney. It's been handy enough today as Jamie Mooney. Kick down the line, looking to centre wing, looking for Campbell. He's come charging through. Coming back with the flight there. It was really good. And now Urquhart's got it at half back. He's been caught. That's probably holding the ball. Seen a few paid today that weren't there, and that one probably should have been. Ball just tossed over the top now. Oh, quick hands. Here you go. Into side 50 again to the Hoppers. Kick looking for Murphy. They're trying to get him to 10. Gets over the back. Murphy. Josh Murphy! Sunjan goal today for number 10 to Josh Murphy from the goal line. How long since we've called someone kicking 10? It's been a while on O&M Live.
Last, I think.
And Josh Murphy. On the border carpets scoreboard, and I recken that's wrong again.
5-10-40.
Yeah, they're not really looking after me here. 5-10-40 as they just fixed that one up, but 19-9, 123. 83-point lead to the Hoppers, and 2 minutes gone thanks to NZ Albury.
North Albury just been absolutely dominant today. 40 inside 50s for 19 goals. Anytime you can do that, you're going to come away with a big, big win like they are today.
It was disappointing because they had the outnumber then, Yarrawonga, and they just made hard work of it. Murphy kept his feet. So they just struggled at the basics today, which would annoy Lee Williams, I reckon, Monty.
Yeah, absolutely would.
Reed Clark goes down the line to Wilson on the wing, pops it over the top to young Zachy Fraser. Checks his kick beautifully, and he finds Jacob Snowy Adkins, Winky's man. He took a hanger over Winky.
Beat him in the goal kicking too.
Back in the juniors. He's going to hand pass this off. No, he says, stuff you, I've got the distance.
Do you know who I am? I've won a league goal kicking.
Yep.
He was a good junior.
How many did you kick that year?
30, I think.
31,
maybe? Yeah.
to a game.
The flex from
Snowy
Wink.
got more.
Yeah, I reckon he kicked 13 on Oscar Rams.
He kicked 70. Adkins goes back and he's nailed it. Said, absolutely, I've got the distance. He's kicked a couple of goals, has Snowy Adkins. And the Pigeons get their 6-10-46 to North Albury 19-9-123 as we've played around 3 and a bit minutes for NZ in this fourth term. We're doing it all thanks to Mac Jack Sheds.
Yarrawonga would just be hoping to bang on a couple of goals and try get a bit of respect back and a bit of momentum going into next week, I think, boys. If they can kick, 4 or 5 goals here and just try and get a bit of momentum happening look towards next week.
When was the last time Yarrawonga lost back-to-back games by 60 plus?
Oh, jeez.
When was the last time North Albury beat Yarrawonga?
2015 was the last time.
Pre-06, I reckon it'd be. But yeah,
long
close
time.
to 19 years. As Wilson now extracts it from the middle. His kick's not a good one. Looking for Casey. Goodies there. Finds Weaven. Handball backwards now. Reynolds. No, it's Pope. Just kicks it long. High. Oh, geez, that's a good grab. And caught one for your liking too. Did Dogger Dennis. One across the chops. Goes inboard. Finds Broomhead. She's gotten better as the game's got on, I reckon, Timmy. Rigoni now short. Finds Hayes. Inside 50 looking for Minogue. Kick just falls short. Urquhart's there for the Pigeons. Nice handball. Finds its way now to Payne. Payne's kick wide, very wide. And the umpire says no, it's still in. And they're going to get moving from half-back here, other Pigeons.
So they've got it at half-back through Ben Kennedy. Tries to open up the middle of the ground. Adkins goes inboard. Not a good kick. Irvine up to the task, though, in a one-on-one against Reynolds. Did he get one high? He did. It's against Gardner.
Probably a good free kick, I reckon.
Sorry, it's against Penny. They get it on pretty quick, though. Reed Clark is going to set sail with a wobbly old kick towards goal. It doesn't get the right bounce. Fothergill tries to keep it in, but it's through for a minor score. It's crossed the line. And the Pigeons move to 6-11-47 to North Albury 15-9-123 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. Shout out to Marty and the crew from Wodonga Border Carpets.
Hayes just hits another 40 winks right there. Goes long looking for Broomhead. Kennedy takes him without it. The umpire says, nah, play on. That's fine. Broomhead now feeds it back. Kick inboard. It's a nice kick. Looking for Duncan. Takes the mark. Duncan, handballs, finds its way to Broomhead. How many 40 winks for Broomhead?
22 now for Tim, been very good.
Put another one down, he's about to get it again. Just a nice little grubbing kick, finds its way to Mooney. Mooney, handballs ahead, finds Winter. What can Wizard do? Wizard's going to go long, looking for the hot hand in Murphy. He's just been dragged off it. He's going to get the free kick.
That was there.
Yeah, absolutely it was. And just the young fella Finlay there just got a little bit worried as the ball was coming in long and deep, but I would too, as Murphy's going to go back and line up for number 11.
Panda, you would probably know better than Monty and I. What's the goal kicking record in a game for North Albury?
Stan
Sargent would have had
massive
16 or 17 probably.
Yeah.
Dan Leslie would have had kicked a bag one day. Travis Hodgson maybe.
Wrong end of the ground for him.
He was a forward here at North, so Stan Sargent probably.
As Murphy loves it off the boot. Number 11 for Joshua. He's been absolutely fantastic today. And they're just ticking along our boys. The forwards, it's up to 17, boys, so 3 to go. As that scoreboard's just playing up again as it's 6-11-47 to
that's right.
29.
Before
I think he gave it a 3 and a 4 out of 10, so you didn't agree with me.
That is going to be one of the
Still got to get there yet, but still got to get there.
OMFNL Live history if it gets up.
Well, it will. So just repair. I reckon they've put Michael Gibbons on ice too here, boys. There's nothing to gain for Gibbo or Yarrawonga, so we're going to take him off here, and he's standing with the coaches. Dan Howe's out of the game as well. So
2 down.
Yep.
And Murph has lost the ball. He'd want to keep that one, I reckon. Just don't kick it too far, mate.
It's into the bowls club. I reckon some young man's ran off with it. I used to do that back here in the day.
Yeah, you would have.
Absolutely.
As North Albury, you're on the board. Are you the bit tight and won't give him the ball? Or are you going to put it on a trophy for him?
I used to live with the president, Monty, and he is a tight ass, let me tell you. So they would be trying to get that ball back for quick, smart.
Will they give it to Joshua after the game, you reckon? Surely.
Surely. He's kicked 11.
I reckon the Pres might sell it.
Oh, look at the torpedo from the umpire. That is brilliant. It's a spiral and a half.
Straight to him. Dogger's happy about it. He hasn't seen it for a little while, so
absolutely.
He's got another touch.
All right, so the ball's back after it got temporarily misplaced. 82 points the margin again. This is where percentage becomes really important. This is what can separate second, third and fourth. As Winter on to Broomhead. Kick in towards Taylor at ground level, did well. Gives it back to Broomhead, who shoves it out here to Crelly. He can get involved if he wants. Angus Crelly kicks towards goal. It's across the face for a minor score. North Albury moved to 20-10, 130. Yarrawonga 6-11, 47. The margin back out to 83. But as I was saying, Monty, this is where percentage is really important.
Absolutely. You can't just give up 3 or 4 goals when the game's dead back to Yarrawonga here, because it can hurt you big time when it comes to finishing in that top 3, which is what North Albury should be aiming for now with the start to the season they've had. As Clark's got it, his kick's a beauty. Finds Atkins, that goal-kicking man. Beat Winky for those just joining us in the goal-kicking one year. And took a screamer on his head.
Not hard.
Didn't get off the ground. Kicks sideways, finds his way to Fraser. I've liked his game. Kick's not great. And Gardner just helps it over. Over the boundary line, we'll have a throw in right in front of Michael Gibbons. He's having a little stretch there on the Yarrawonga bench.
So he's done for the day.
Yeah, it's smart. His shoelaces are undone. No point pushing it now. You're 80.
And repeating, he's not injured. He's just having a spell.
Yeah, he's fine. All tossed in. You do that one again, please, young fella. As Rigoni nearly cops it in the back of the head. Lucky he looked up. Just repeating, is an 83-point lead to North Albury. 9 minutes gone thanks to NZ in this last quarter, thanks to Mac Jack Sheds. This young boundary umpire goes again. Hutchison, he's been big today, I reckon. Well done, Irvine has been moved into the middle. Comes through, great kick, finds its way to Wilson. Cam, what can he do? Looks to half forward towards Kennedy. Kennedy's going to be the first one there. Just spins around Mooney. Says, see you later, buddy. Kicks it over the top, looking for Williams. Williams, double grab. Takes it, yes. Got to be paid and will be paid. And Williams will go back and put this one through from the top of the goal square.
Good ball movement, wasn't it? It was a poor kick from Wilson out wide, but Kennedy had a good turn of foot to get around Mooney, who was a very agile and fit man, Jamie Mooney. And Big Leroy, who's tried his ring off all day. This will be his 3rd goal.
Yep, he's been very good for him as the coach. He just hasn't had enough supply in large chunks of the game as Williams goes back and puts it straight through and puts it onto Alamein Avenue. Make sure you get that back. That's Josh's ball. As that's the 7th for the Pigeons. 7-11, 53 to 20-10, 130 on the Border Carpets Wodonga scoreboard. And we've gone 10 minutes thanks to Eds at Albury.
27 inside forward 50s. Held up strong all day.
It certainly has, and that tone in Winky's voice probably just tells you he's a bit flat. He was rocking up today. He sold a few houses, and now he just wants a good game of footy, and he hasn't got one.
Anyone out there who does want to sell their house? Brian, unthanked real
wants
estate.
to buy a house. You've probably got a few ready to go.
Yeah, there's a couple there, but more interested in the sellers, Scott.
There's more money in that.
Yeah, more commish for our man. Broomhead out of the middle. Wrapped off the footy. Wiedemann completely dropped the pill. And there's a free kick to Nick Whooper Irvine in the middle of the ground.
I've liked him going in the middle.
Yep, he used the ball well.
He does.
On cue, turns it over. There was that bad a kick. McIntosh had time to slip over on his arse and still mark the footy. Goes down the line, finds Penny.
Been good today, my man JP.
Yep, has indeed. Used to work together. You two got up to mischief. Penny fires it back in. Minogue's caught too deep. Finlay probably should have took that mark. Now he's in trouble. Gardner wraps him up. And we'll have a ball up inside attack for North Albury.
It's a nice tackle there from Gardner. He's tried hard all day. Fozzie. Ball's going to get tossed up. Murphy, the goal kick, just goes, I'll go on the ruck, boys. I can do it all. Finds its way to Fraser. Just fumbles it. Now Wilson goes and gets it. Nice handball over the head. Finds Clark. Clark's handball's not a good one. It's turned over straight away. McIntosh tackled. The ball up right in front of the Panda Scott Media Centre here at North Albury. Right in front of our cameraman. So umpire tosses it up nice and high. Oh, Murphy going to be free kick. Yep. And it's going to go the way of Gorman.
Murph, what are you arguing for? You've jumped over his head.
You put your hands on his shoulders and try to push yourself up.
And didn't touch the ball.
Pretty
self-explanatory,
Yep,
Joshua.
yep.
Oh, look at Whooper Irvine trying to get a cheapie there. I like it, Whooper. Smart. But Gorman goes, no, mate, I need a possession. Kicks it down the line looking for the coach, Williams. Winter. Oh, well done there by Fraser. He's been fantastic. Nyholm back to Willie Wheeler. Kick just around the corner. Kennedy. Geez, he's got some confidence on his turning circle, and why not? Handball out in front of Hargraves. Doesn't quite take it. Weaven dives on it. Umpire, what's he going to call here? Umpire says play on. Now we'll ball it up. And it's gone from half back to half forward pretty quickly there for Yarrawonga. It's a nice ball movement, but we'll have a ball up nearly near the boundary line, near the 50-metre arc. Albury Avenue, end of the ground.
Certainly is. It's actually Logan Road, I think you'll find.
Is it?
Yep.
Albury Avenue's over there.
Come on, you're a Albury, you should know this sort of stuff.
I'm from the Gurnham now.
No, you are. You are out there.
Bit upper class.
A little bit more, yeah.
Half an hour drive, lots of traffic. Wouldn't like to live out there.
You live in Wangaratta. It's 45 minutes away.
That's probably a fair call. Not sure where I'm going from there. Fraser snapping on goal. Vacant goal square. It's through for a minor score.
He's been good today, young
I've
Fraser.
liked him. I like the look of him.
How old is he? Would he still be in the third?
No idea. I know he
looks very young.
He played against the Rovers and kicked 2 goals and had 15 touches and was probably one of their better players, young Zachy Fraser. So getting a good runner. And that's a silver lining for Yarrawonga, is that they're going to get games into these kids with all these injuries, and they'll be better for it when all of a sudden at the end of the year they've played 15, 20 games.
Now, if other coaches aren't watching this, just watch how many times Julian Hayes kicks it to Caden Winter on a kick-out. It is ridiculous.
Foster Gardner bouncing through the middle of the ground. Hand pass asked a fair bit of dog at Dennis, who retreats inboard to Rigoni. Caught one right in the rib cage. It was fair. It was a big bump. Julian Hayes has snuck forward. Dainty little kick into the 50 finds Crelly. He is dead set winded. Is Benny Rigoni on his haunches in the middle of the ground. May caught one in the Jack's Crackers as well.
In the bread basket.
Yep. So Crelly, the boy from Leighton Witten, sun blaring into his eyes, will kick from 50, 45 metres out. It's not going to make the distance. It's going to land at the top of the goal square. Where's Murphy? Minot got 2 hands to it. And we're going to have a ball up in the goal square as the players wrestle amongst each other, Monty.
I reckon Cooper McIntosh spoiled Josh Murphy there. There was only 2 that flew. Murphy had a fair grab at it.
It was Minogue, I think.
Minogue, was it? Sorry, thank you. As Winter can't be clean. Ball's just going to get taken out. Going to boundary throw in right next to the point post again here. The Stan Sargent stand end of the ground. Of course, form with the sports club end. Ball tossed in. A nice little toss in from that young boundary umpire. Wiedemann just going to try and take it out of the ruck. Tackled straight away by Gorman. He was aware to it. And we'll have a repeat stoppage. 20 metres out from goal. Umpire Llewellyn throws it up straight away. Wiedemann wins a tap, but well done. Fothergill gets the handball now to Wilson. Wilson's clearing kick. Campbell's going to be the first there. Not a kind bounce for Isaac, but then he goes back and gets it again. And then it's just tapped away from him. The ball's just fumbling around now and he goes, yep, I'll go out of bounds. Right in front of the Yarrawonga race on the Albury Avenue side of the ground.
Winky, give us some around the grounds, please. Only want the 2 games if you can. The Wodonga-Myrtleford game and the Lavey-Wangaratta game.
So, the Wodonga Bulldogs lead 10 goals, 10-70. Myrtleford 4 goals, 10-34. Lavey Panthers up 10 goals, 8-68 to 8 goals, 13-61. So that's a tight one over there.
Repeating, Lavington haven't beaten Wang since the 2019 Grand Final as well. So Schneids wants to get the monkey off the back. That'd be a massive win for the Panthers in their quest for top 5 footy. Hayes gives it to Broomhead. Stab pass is a beauty. Didn't need a break stride, Angus Crelly, but he dropped a sitter in the slips, and it's out of bounds on the far side of the ground. So we all in agreement that, you know, Josh Murphy's probably the anytime fitness player of the day.
I don't know. I have to think about it, I reckon.
Yeah,
Not even a conversation.
Because we're sending Monty down to the boundary where he does his best
if they don't
work.
get there 20, I'll tell you what. Tell you what, not get it.
We got an early finish, boys. It's only 4:12, and there's 16 minutes
gone. Because
gone.
your mob ran out so early at half time.
16 minutes gone for NZ in this last quarter. Big load of Phil Packer from Mac Jack Sheds.
Oh, well done. Wilson gets the handball now to Fothergill. He's just worked his ball beautifully into this game. Kick's not a good one. Gets through the legs, coming through Weaving. A bit of a falcon there. Oh, Casey just steals it off him. Kicks it around the corner. Finds Williams unattended. Plays on straight away, and he has put it through.
4.
Geez, the umpire worked pretty hard down there, but it's through for another major. That's Leroy's 4th. He's been a competitor all day as big Leroy. He's led from the front, and that now takes them to 8-12-60. 2010 130 on the border carpets Wodonga scoreboard, and we're going nearly 17 minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
Josh Murphy not the only forward kicking a bag today in the Ovens and Murray. Ed Damon's got 7. Aidan Tilley's got 5, and the big Rooster has 4 for Lavington.
So it's going to be hard picking the team of the week.
Yeah, well, they might all be key forwards.
I think
and
so.
And just on that, Panda, the team of the week, do the players have to be in their team's best to make it?
It depends. It can be
Lots of
exceptional
controversy.
circumstances. I just find it hilarious.
Matt Wilson, anyone listening?
At the end of the day, he wasn't in his team's best, and everyone's carrying on.
Exactly.
Here's Rigoni out the back. He can run in and kick his second.
Oh, give it to Leighton.
Give it to Leighton Taylor, who fumbles and kicks it in the end. Made really hard work of it, Leighton Taylor. It was a quick clearance from the Hoppers. Rigoni was tackled by Casey. Found Leighton Taylor, who fumbled it, and in the end kicked a goal. And the Hoppers answer back. They moved to 21-10, 136 to 8-12-60. Leighton Taylor getting involved. That's his first goal today, Winky.
Yeah, no, he's a good man, Leighton. He deserved that. Gets on the end. The listeners out there who were wondering if Leighton's up-class
First thing that
citizen.
popped into all their heads when you did that.
He's
guy
really nice guy.
He is. He's a great guy. Yeah, really good guy. 76-point lead it is now.
How long we got left?
Not long, hopefully.
Unfortunately, we got to a 5:30,
There's
boys.
the ball now. Oh, look at that from Broomhead to Winter. Going to go over the head of Taylor to Murphy. Through his hands. Gardner. That is crumbing. 101 right there for Fozzie Gardner with a Sunjang goal of the day. That's his second. And the North Albury Hoppers are just doing what they please now out in the middle of the ground. That's 22-10, 142 to, I think it's, is it 9-10? No.
8-12.
8-12, sorry. That scoreboard just keeps ticking over. 60. It's an 82-point lead.
Four out of the 6 games, I dare say he'll be in their best again today. He's a really important cog in this North Albury lineup, isn't he, Panda?
Yep. I remember when he got suspended last year against Albury. I reckon North lost the next.
Got power,
lost the next 4 games.
Will probably get suspended at some point this year too.
I reckon you're probably right. But he's a good kid and he's having a really good year. On cue again. Goes by hand to Hayes. Hayes goes to Crelly. Chip little kick down the line. Nice kick. Winter dropped what he should have marked. He has time to go out wide to Angus Crelly, who's getting involved. Retreats by foot to Peppers Campbell. Goes short to Foster Gardner. All a little bit too easy here at the moment. Checks his kick for Dogger Dennis. The man who gave us a few beanies a few weeks ago finally got my hands on it. Yep, he will line up for his second goal. 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. This would be North Albury's 23rd goal. And Monty, it's fair to say,
this
Winky
is their 20th too.
and I owe you an apology if he kicks this.
Just quietly, where's these beanies, Dogger? I didn't get one.
Yeah, well,
Dogger, you know where my office is.
You
want to
ask,
drop one off?
and you boys will receive. Nathan Dogger Dennis comes in.
No.
He misses, hangs it out to the right. I reckon he's kicked it out on the full.
I don't want one, Dogger, after that.
He's kicked it out on the full.
I still want one, Dogger. I love free shit. So
he's kicked it out on the full, our man Dogger Dennis.
That was for 20, Dogger.
Margin at 82 points, 142-60 if you've just joined us. North Albury over Yarrawonga.
As Nyholm, first game back for the Pigeons today. Has it in the back pocket. Tries to take one on here. It's a nice kick. Beautiful kick. Finds Irvine. Irvine gives it. That's not a good kick.
He missed his hand.
What is going on here? Julian Hayes has snuck forward. Here's Jules. His kick just comes off the side of the boot. And I'll tell you what, that is one of the best goal assists you'll ever see there from Julian Hayes. Because he did not mean that at all, David, did he?
Absolutely not. I reckon that's probably the only shank that Julian's had today.
Dogger Dennis on the end of it. He won't care, Dogger.
I'll tell you what, Dogger, and I love you because that's 20 boys for all the forward 6, and yous all laughed at me, but I'll tell you what, they have been absolutely unbelievable today, the North Albury Hoppers. It's an 88-point lead, 23-10, 148 to 8-12-60 on the border carpets with Wodonga scoreboard, and we've gone 21 and a half minutes thanks to NZ Albury.
So the margin got back to 70 and North have kicked the last 3 goals. So they certainly want to hammer this one home in terms of percentage. This will put them back into third, you would expect. And depending on the result with Lavington and Wangaratta, they could go to second. And we know how tight spots are for top 3 in 2025. We think there's probably 4 sides who are a cut above everybody else, Monty, and then who knows? Lavington and Wodonga are making their cases. Broomhead in the middle, chips it, finds Leighton Taylor directly in front. 55 out. Murphy leads into the pocket. Why not go to Josh Murphy? Pushed the young Yarrawonga defender in the back. It was Finlay, was it? No, Matty McCabe. It was Matty McCabe.
10 points at the moment. Lavington have the lead over Wangaratta.
Yeah, that one for Mr. Stoves around the grounds as Yarrawonga go out wide. And Cooper McIntosh did really well to fist that over the boundary line. And look at the North Albury charges that get to him.
Yeah, that's a really good sign of team chemistry, isn't it? When you celebrate those little wins, when you're this far in front, that shows you how much these North Albury boys really care about each other.
As the ball right in front of the Panda Escott Media Centre here. Bunton Park. The young fella's been good today on the boundary.
Yep.
Tossed it in nice and high. I reckon he's going to call number 2. I've got him. I can get the umpires even, Panda, not just the goal kickers.
Yeah, he's done well, this young man.
I reckon he's been good. He's going to throw it in again. Hutchison and Gorman. It's been a good battle. I reckon Hutchison probably takes the points.
Yep.
And there's another one. Gets his fan to it first. Just kicked out of the air from Penny. Coming through. Gee, that's a great pick up, Corelli. Handball to McIntosh. McIntosh wasn't sure what to do. Just got taken out of his hand there. Just blazing away was Fraser. Found its way to Atkins. No, sorry, it's Payne. Payne's handball doesn't find anyone. Hayes just does the don't argue. Then looks for Corelli. Doesn't find him. Now Hayes just wants to go back and get it. Tackles Payne. Scrappy footy. And there's a bit going on here. Fothergill. And is it Pope, I think?
It is.
On the bottom. And they're still just holding on, having a bit of a cuddle in the middle of the ground as the ball comes.
And there's Foster
Gardner. Yep. Are you surprised he's involved? Oh. Fothergill is whacking.
I reckon Fothergill.
He's going to get a free kick here.
Yep, hit him in the part you probably wouldn't want to be hit, but anyway, Foster gets a free kick, Monty.
Yeah,
Someone's just decked Fothergill again after the play.
Yep, it's getting a bit ugly here. Hayes goes inside 50. Did Finlay get tackled high? Umpire says no. So Foster Gardner's having some choice words with Nick Fothergill here.
Foz just needs to keep. They're up by so much. You just need to get to the end of the final siren, I think.
Fothergill just said, sorry, mate. Anyway.
I don't think that was his words.
No. Goes by hands to Gardner, who gets around Gorman. Shallow kicks is a poor one. It's been intercepted by Jordan Urquhart, who's notching his 100th game for Yarrawonga this year. Today, poor kick. Asked a lot of Tyler Lovell. Ragoni does well, who's recovered from that earlier bump. Tries to kick the footy in.
Benny's not happy.
No, it's just a young fella, Benny. He goes, he carefully gave him the ball back and gave him a little sneaky high five. He ran out of room. Boundary thrown right in front of the Canberra. North Albury lead this by 88 points over Yarra, and they're going to record their first win over the Pigeons, Monty, in 10 years.
It's a big win, isn't it? 88 points. Well done, Gorman. Wins that one. Irvine's handballs chopped off straight away. Goody. Handball now back to Irvine. Rugani goes back and gets it. Jeez, he gets tackled hard there. Tackled on, continued on to kick towards McIntosh. He's nudged under it, but I'll tell you what, Leighton Taylor come through from nowhere.
That was poor from the Yarrawonga defender in the end.
Did not even try to create the footy, did he? Just took McIntosh out of the play, and Taylor just come through from nowhere and took the mark. So very, very weird choice of bodywork.
I think you can see what he was trying to do, edge the player under the footy.
Try and win the footy.
Made space for Taylor.
As Leighton Taylor looking for the goal number 2. Puts it straight through the middle. Umpire did not even move. And they're just continuing on their merry way here. 24-10, 154, 8-12, 60. It's getting a bit ugly here for the Pigeons. David?
Yeah, it's exactly what North Albury needed, though, wasn't it, to respond after that poor performance a couple of weeks ago against Wang Magpies, where really they were dominated from start to finish by the looks of things. But they really responded here, and the pressure that Kane Flack said that they would come out and pressure would be higher pre-game when he spoke to us, and that's exactly what's happened from start to finish.
Well, in the end of the day, Winky, they've had 2 weeks to sit on that performance, and you can probably see what they've produced today, and they've answered back. That's all you can do, albeit against the Yarrawonga side, who are missing a few charges. We know about that, but they've been poor today, Yarrawonga. They sort of waved the white flag a little bit here in this last quarter. They're going to move to 2-5, and a game against Lavington next week. As they go back inside forward 50, Payne edges it towards the goal square. Wiedemann, who's slotted back beautifully for the Hoppers, goes by hand to Broomhead. 20-metre clearing hair pass to Crelly, who dropped his chockies. Fraser swoops on him, and we're going to have a ball up on the edge of 50. for Yarrawonga. Winky, you all good?
Around the grounds for Mr. Star's Pool World. Lavington Panthers 12-11-83 lead the Wang Magpies 9-13-67.
That's over. That's a massive win for Lavington, isn't it?
It's huge. Huge in the context of the whole season as well, because we probably just thought they were getting away a bit, Wang at the top with the Rovers. As Wheeler now is going to put the Pigeons back inside 50. Not a great kick. Well chopped off there by Wiedemann. He's going to come to the near side. Finds Campbell, fumbled a little bit, but just gives it, and away they go through Gardner. He's going to keep running his Flynn. His kick towards Taylor, takes it. He's got bloke streaming inside 50. He's got Murphy on a nice lead as well. Murphy, it's not a great kick, sat on his head. Finlay nudged him under it and did a great job. And the boundary line's going to win it here. And we have a throw in front of the stand. Sergeant stand. With 27.5 minutes gone, thanks to NZ Albury. And the scoreboard reads a 94-point lead to the Hoppers on the board at Carpets Wodonga. And, of course, this is the fourth quarter, thanks to Mac Jack Sheds. And here's Blake Pander-Escott for McRae Motors.
He could have just wheeled and gave that one to Fozzie Gardner, who
Probably
was in a paddock. Yep, but they're trying to feed Murphy. Yep.
He's got 11, that's enough.
Yep. The more he kicks, the more unlikely he is to play for North
Albury
Albury
again.
again.
Letting him kick this many. They should have just maybe spread it a little bit more.
Well, let's be really honest. Collingwood will come calling in the VFL after he's kicked 11. If it's not Collingwood, it's someone else. Here he is on cue. Goes by hand to Foster Gardner. Back to Crelly. Likes what he sees in ball, but it's a poor kick. It's been intercepted by Cam Wilson in defence. It's been solid today. Cam Wilson goes short, finds Josh Payne. Still in his own D50 for the Pigeons. Goes out wide, hangs a long time in the end. Nyholm, who's been dropped for 2 grand finals in a row, young Tanner. He goes short inboard and finds Max Finlay. He's a pretty good size, Maxie Finlay. He goes short to Urquhart across half-back, under pressure. Poor kick, turns it over. In the middle of the ground, it's been marked by big Brad Hutchison for the Hoppers.
Just set up so well defensively today of the Hoppers, and that's just another one there. They're not dropping away from it, just doing what they want to do. As Hayes gets another possession, finds Corelli. Corelli on the far wing. Just assessing his options. He's going to go down looking for Murphy, and why not? He's got a strong set of hands. It's a good grab at half forward, near the cam bar. Murph, what can you do? He's asking for a bit of movement. Kick's not a good one. But Rigoni, nearly got up. Didn't quite take the mark. Around the corner goes the ball now. There's 2 North Albury players versus Nyholm. Campbell, what can you do on the wrong side for the left footer? Ball just bounces to Duncan. Good smother there in front of by Frontfelder. Coming through was Urquhart. Tackled straight away. And we'll have a ball up top of the goal square here at the North Albury end of the ground.
Tell you what, Josh Minogue hasn't been on the ground.
I reckon it's good management.
Yep.
Good management.
That'll be a question you can ask Timmy Broomhead post-game, Monty, whether it's managed or something's flared up, but I would assume they've just put him on ice like Yarrawonga have done to Lee Williams, they've done to Dan Howe, and they've done to Michael Gibbons. We think Dan Howe may be concussed, but we'll have to wait and see. Tap from Gorman.
Had 8 shots on goal, Joshy.
As the siren sounds here at Button Park, and the Hoppers run away with 94-point winners over Yarrawonga, their first win over the Pigeons in 2015, since 2015 I should say. 24-10, 154 to Yarrawonga, 8-12-60. It was a masterclass from when Rigoni kicked a goal at the 2nd minute mark. Winky?
It sure has been, and I've just realised Josh Murphy is on my bench in our fantasy, so that's...
Oh, no!
He's finished with, 11 or 12, and I've got him sitting on the pile.
11 goals, I think.
Good coaching by me.
Scotty Montgomery vacates the box here at Button Park, and he will go and have a chat with our Anytime Fitness player of the day, and it's fair to say it will be Josh Murphy.
Oh, I don't think it could be anyone else. Tim Broomhead was fantastic, finishes with 28 disposals, but for a forward to kick 11 goals, which we'll get to post-game, there's been a few big bags kicked across the day, but Josh Murphy was clearly the best player on the ground and the most dangerous forward by a long way.
Josh Minogue just having a chat with a couple of former Williamstown teammates, because Josh, he did spend a bit of time at Williamstown before he got injured really nastily in a pre-season game, and then never really had a run at it. So he's talking to Mickey Gibbons and Lee Masters, 2 Williamstown stalwarts. So if you just jumped in your car from one of the 4 games in town, it was a big win to North Albury over Yarrawonga. That'll put them into 2nd spot with a percentage booster like that, I reckon, Winky. Because Lavington have beaten Wang, and Myrtleford, who are in 3rd, have lost to Wodonga. So that's a big percentage booster for the Hoppers. We'll go down to the boundary. Monty's got Josh Murphy.
Yeah, boys, Josh Murphy, Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, mate. I tell you what, the performance from the boys today was unbelievable, and a really big win. The first time since 2015 since you've beaten these guys, so unbelievable.
Yeah, again, it's huge, mate. From where we come from, being 2 weeks ago, getting pounds, we got smashed by a team we thought we were on a similar level to, if not better. So to bounce back like this, just I think sends a bit of a message to the comp that we are contenders and we can do it. We just got to put it together on a consistent basis now.
The messaging during the week from Timmy must have been we need to respond, and the way your midfield just went to work early, the delivery for yourself and Joshy Minogue as well was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was sensational, mate. Like they put their heads in the hole every week. They're Benny Rigoni and George Goody and Timmy. They're all putting their heads in the hole every week, making our job a lot easier. Yeah.
We'll go and enjoy it, mate. 11 goals today. Really good win from the boys, and yeah, make sure you enjoy tonight.
Beautiful. Thanks, mate.
So Josh Murphy, our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, and that's the second time this year that he's had the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day sign at his disposal. He fixes the hair. He says, "Stuff you, Winky, you had me on the pine." And he's kicked 11 goals today as Joshy Murphy, and he gives us the old thumb to the commentary box. How are you, Monty?
Don't know if it was a thumb.
Oh, it was a bird.
He was in here because I said, Panda's in here fixing your hair there, and he goes, I'll stuff him, and away he went.
Thanks for that, bird. I like it. It's a happy bunch over there, Monty, by the looks of things.
They are, yep. And George Goody just pulling them in, just making sure, keep a level base, I'd reckon, and just, don't go too big boys. Let's just make sure that's our standard now. So,
is the captain happy there, Mon? He's not
smiling. He's definitely not smiling.
Operator.
There's no smiles going on.
So they play Cora Rutherglen next week. Do North Albury, that one at John Ford Oval, and then it's a game against the fellow side who they'll be competing for top 3 in Myrtleford. So I reckon George has pulled them in and said, boys, yes, we've enjoyed a good win, albeit it was over a side that was missing a few charges, but this is the standard now, and this is where we've got to be if we want to contend for a premiership.
Look, they are still missing a few charges, but let's not forget that Yarrawonga they got a few of those charges back today.
Yep, 100%.
They got a few of them back. They were really poor. I think they would have probably... I came to the ground thinking this is a genuine 50-50 game.
So did I, yep.
With Minogue coming back in, yes, Pendergast was there, but so was Arch Gardner. He's down playing footy at Werribee. There's some ins and outs for both sides. Gibbons and Wheeler were back in. So I think Yarrawonga would be very disappointed, not only on the scoreboard, but just the way they went about it. I think they'd be disappointed with Panda. They would have come into this game looking at North Albury's result against Wang Magpies a couple of weeks ago, thinking, hey, we've got a few blokes back, let's have a crack at it and really dig in, but they didn't really show up at all, did they?
No, they didn't. They were really poor. At the end of the day, North Albury at the 14th minute mark led by 33 points of this game. So they came out and they kicked 5 of the first 6 goals and sent a real statement that we're here to really put our foot down today and right the wrongs of a fortnight ago. And it's so funny. I mean, you can be so bad one week but so good the next. That's how tight this competition is. Wangaratta have lost to Lavington today. So a week is a long time in footy, isn't it, Winky?
Yeah, well, I've been big on Lavi all year, so that doesn't necessarily surprise me as much as it might others. But North Albury's performance today puts them in the box seat for that top 3 finish.
100%.
And that game against Myrtleford in a couple of weeks is going to be massive. One of those, what we call an 8-point game, I suppose, especially with Wang Magpies losing and Myrtleford losing today as well.
We might just be on the outreaches of the song here by the looks of things. We've just lost the North Albury song. We're back. So a 94-point win to North Albury over Yarrawonga, who were disappointing today here at Button Park. Stay with us, our post-game show on the other side of this, all thanks to the Clubhouse Bar and Bistro. We'll try and catch up with a few of the North Albury players. Lee Williams, the coach, who will be licking his wounds as well. We'll give you a complete wrap-up of Round 7 in the SS&A Ovens and Murray. Remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
Where do you want to be? Whatever it looks like, with GoTAFE, you've got this. Get real skills for real jobs and careers right now. Search GoTAFE today.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shawty get inspired, how about that? How about that? This time.
Welcome to Sundancer Homes. We make building your dream home exciting and stress-free. Backed by over 30 years of experience, one of many reasons why we provide a lifetime structural guarantee. Visit our information centre at Dean Street, Albury.
I reckon I'll go mid. Carlton Drive 3.5. Embrace the mid.
My family is my first priority. We go on adventures. We treat each other well. We look after one another. And Tobin Brothers Funerals will treat you like family too. They take pride in creative funeral solutions and will fulfill you and your family's wishes, so if it's legal, it's possible. Tobin Brothers Funerals, family owned since 1934. And now, caring for your family here in Wodonga and Corowa. Tobin Brothers Funerals, celebrating lives.
With Optus Home Internet, you get more yes. Whoa. Which means less family screen time and more harmony with powerful Wi-Fi. Get the Ultra Wi-Fi modem at no extra cost.